wake up and let the weirdness begin. It's the KVJ show to start your morning. Kevin is the host, and his skin pigment is whiter than Casper the Ghost. Virginia sounds like this. Nickname Vicious Beast, so don't get her pissed. It's Jason, talks like a spaz, and he loves to talk about Bigfoot and stats. So get ready, here we go. You're listening to 97.9 with the KVJ show.
Well, I just want to start off by apologizing to whomever it was that used their power cord to try to prop open the front door. I came blazing in here and knocked that thing out of the way, and so...
Oh, I saw the whole thing go down. I know exactly who it was.
Who was
I
it?
saw him try to put the key under there so he wouldn't get locked out.
Yeah.
And I actually knocked it out, too, and I had to go down there and put it back in there to make sure he didn't get locked out. I know he works downstairs.
Oh, okay, well, I knocked it out, so he's completely locked out of the building. So I apologize to him if he's angrily listening to the radio right now, so...
You can't prop open the door. Why do we even have security locks?
Well, I was thinking that, too. I'm running late for work, and now
Yeah.
I'm in the middle of someone else's dilemma, and I kicked his keys out, and then I felt obligated to get back down, put it in there. It took me.
I got my own dilemma. Yeah, I don't have time for your dilemma.
That guy's actually douching it up for everybody else.
It cost me a good 45 seconds to maybe a
He got
minute.
no time for me. I breezed in. I was like, whoops, sorry about that.
I was going to lock him out, but I did. I ended up...
Yeah, so he's out front of the building right now. I'm sure very frustrated. So apologies to him. But, it's just the way it goes, man.
That's funny. I saw the whole thing develop.
I'm like, that's not going to hold.
No.
It's a phone charger.
Let's do
It's a big,
this.
heavy, like, hurricane-force door.
There was a lot of flaws.
Yeah.
Many flaws.
It's a brand new door.
It is.
Heavy door.
Yeah, because the last one shattered, so they had to do it right. So, yeah, he's not getting any time soon. So, I'm sure his day is a wreck. So, hopefully your day is going better than his. Welcome to it. It is the KVJ show. Here we go with a lovely Tuesday. Jaybird cultivating a brand new look today. He's got overalls. He's got himself a farmer shirt. And he's got an America tie hat on.
I wore this a long time ago, but I don't know if y'all remember it, so I decided to do it again.
We need to put you on Farmers Only, that dating site for farmers.
Yeah, that'd be it, man. They would
And the
eat
women
you up
that-
in my hometown.
Oh, they'd love it.
I'd love a farmer girl.
Yeah, you would. Okay.
Or is she too much for me, Kev?
Well, they're tough. They are something to get used to.
She'd definitely be more man than you.
I remember there was this farmer girl up at the school I went to my freshman year, and she was really pretty, but she was kind of tough and always talked about like poop issues. I'm like, is this how all farm girls are?
I don't know about the poop issues. No,
Okay.
didn't have that. But no, we grow some mountain women. Like they're the kind of girl that they could plow a field in the morning, give birth at noon, and then have dinner ready by 5.
She had a country man's attitude, I should say, if that makes sense. Like,
Okay.
oh, I got tummy issue. Like she just was very man, but she was this really hot woman.
Yeah, I find it gross when girls talk about pooping.
I agree. I
Okay.
wasn't sure if it was a farmer's thing.
Okay, no. No, don't pin that on farm girls.
Okay.
They don't talk about. They're very, very. No, they don't talk about that kind of stuff. So here we go. So if you want to see all the different cultivated looks, I've got on my new/old shirt. My wife's got me in this thing. Remember I told you how she wanted to do the thrift shopping?
Yes.
Yeah, so that's kind of her new kick. So I get dragged along. So we got this at the thrift shop in Jupiter on Saturday for like $4.
Okay.
So,
I love it. It looks great on you.
Why not? Yeah, so that's kind of her new thing.
Your bottoms look like they were kind of interesting. You're doing some cool...
My bottoms?
Yeah, your
you mean
bottoms.
my jeans?
Yeah, they look good on you.
Okay, all right. Yeah,
Yeah, look at that. They're stylish.
Cultivating the whole look. Yeah, so look at this. Look at this thing here. Yeah, it's a whole to do.
I'm so bad at all that stuff, so it's really cool to
Me too.
see someone do it well.
Yeah, me too. So here we go. So if you want to see what we got on today, KVJ TV is your answer. Virginia looking lovely as well.
Oh, thank you.
Don't want to downgrade what she's got on.
Hey, afterthought,
Yeah,
Siddiqui.
yeah, no, she deserves her due.
This is the oldest dress ever. It's so old.
Well, that's cool now, right?
It's actually falling apart, but I love it because it's just comfortable.
It's vintage, girl, like you.
That's the way it goes. So there you go. Go to YouTube, look for the KVJ show, and we are right there.
It's the KVJ Dirt of the Day. It's the KVJ Dirt of the Day. Virginia, take it away, because you know we need that Dirt of the Day.
Matthew McConaughey is doing something super cool. Going to be hosting a virtual benefit to help Texans following the devastating winter storm they were hit with. This benefit will happen sometime in the next 2 weeks, and it'll feature him and his wife and the Just Keep Living Foundation. So awesome for him to put his celebrity towards raising money for devastated people. We love that. Aaron Rodgers from the Green Bay Packers has just announced he's going to be hosting 10 upcoming episodes of Jeopardy starting on April 5th. Now, you'll remember he won $50,000 for his charity while appearing on the Celebrity Jeopardy back in 2015. I guess he's a big fan of it. He beat out a lot of other celebrities, so they say he's actually a perfect fit for the show.
Did he just get engaged?
Yeah.
He did. Him and that Shailene Woodley girl.
I don't know, man. I just feel like the guy never wants to be alone. I think sometimes I don't know. He just jumps from relationship to relationship.
Does.
Well, this one might be more permanent, possibly. This is an engagement. Yeah, in fact, she just came out and confirmed it.
Yes, we are engaged. We are engaged. But for us, it's not new news, so it's kind of funny. Everybody right now is freaking out over it. And we're like, yeah, we've been engaged for a while.
I love that.
Okay.
I hate her.
The other thing, too, is the clip goes on. She talks about, I knew he was a football player, but I didn't really know how big of a football player he was. Or I'm like, come on. You had to have known, right?
I didn't care about that, but when I saw his bank account.
Oh my gosh, she's so annoying in that clip.
It's a long clip.
I used to think she was adorable. Oh, I don't know. I take back all the good things I said. Oh. Other celebrities that'll be hosting on Jeopardy besides Aaron Rodgers, you got Sanjay Gupta is going to do a stint, Katie Couric, Bill Whitaker, Mayim Bialik, Savannah Guthrie, Anderson Cooper. So lots of fans of the show Jeopardy are going to step in. I mean, this will probably put them through the year, I would think. They don't have to name it anybody as a new host.
Right.
And Roddy Ricch is talking about a shooting that happened on the set of his music video in Atlanta. On Sunday afternoon, there were reports that 2 people were shot and another was injured. And I guess police have said that both men are hospitalized and stable. Investigators are talking to people to try to figure out what happened. But luckily, Roddy Ricch assured fans that he is safe. It wasn't he that was shot on the set of his new music video.
Okay, thank goodness.
Lord.
Well, that'd be quite a video, though, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I guess so. Mm-hmm. And that's what's going on in your dirt.
Want to find the KVJ Show on social media? Just search KVJ Show on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Simple, huh?
What are you thinking about? What are you thinking about? What's on your mind? Are you thinking about? What are you thinking about?
What you think about today, Jaybird?
Where do you guys fall under the whole jealousy scale? Would you say you're a jealous person? And there's different levels of jealousy. I think you can look at somebody and be jealous of their career, or you can be a jealous person in a relationship. Where do you guys fall on that?
Minimal.
Yeah, I feel like you are minimal when it comes to that, Kev. Which I don't know.
I'm fine unless I find sweater fuzz on the passenger side seatbelt of the car. Then I'm like, what the hell? What bitch has been sitting in my seat?
Yeah, you actually don't come off that jealous either, Virginia. That's why that whole sweater thing was a little weird for me, because you aren't really a jealous person.
Normally I'm not, because I don't go looking for anything. But when something like sweater fuzz from a obviously female sweater presents itself, you have to investigate.
So I more kind of want Kevin's advice then on this one. All right, so I've had to change some details because this person legit wants some advice. They started dating somebody, and in their opinion, the person that's struggling with the jealousy, they are out of their league. The person they're dating is hotter than they are. Okay, so they're already a little insecure about it. And this person works in an industry where this person gets hit on a lot. And this
person they're dating that's hot works in an industry where they get hit on.
They're constantly getting hit on, so it's challenging this person to deal with it. They want to know, what can they do to curb the jealous feelings? Because I'm not a jealous person either, and I told them that you should be able to communicate a little bit, but don't go too crazy with it, because jealousy can be an unattractive trait.
Yeah, jealousy is not sexy. Confidence is. So you want to know that your man is confident that no one's going to take you away. You don't want to have a guy that's always jealous and suspicious, because that means that he doesn't have the confidence.
Well, you think this situation is a guy. That's what girls get insecure about, the same situation if someone's getting hit on. And they feel like they're about to have the jealous volcano erupt, and they don't want that to happen.
Yeah.
So they wanted to get some information. How do you curb the jealousy?
Well, it's something that you have to do internally in your own mind, and you got to realize that I think a lot of times jealousy is our feeling of a lack of control, and we like to control situations. And you want to be able to control their behavior, that they're not going to wind up with somebody else. But you can't control that. You can only control you. And you have to realize that all you can do is what you can do. You can't control whether or not they're going to hook up with somebody else or whatever's going to happen. What will be, will be. And you just have to go with it. Realize no matter how much you think about it, how much you sweat it, how much you say to them, you can't stop them if they're going to hook up with somebody else.
And I think every human's got an element of jealousy, but
Sure.
there's a spectrum of it. For you, it's really, really low. Not to say you can't get jealous, but it would take you a good amount.
Mine wouldn't be with relationship issues. I think if I've ever caught myself and I realize it's a bad feeling, it would be career-wise, where you see people that, things just kind of fall in line and it's all good, and you're a little frustrated saying, gosh, man.
Because you know they're not that talented.
Well, I think that's where I'm more jealous. If I had to go with the jealousy angle, I'd be more jealous of what you're talking about than in a relationship. Because the way I look at it, if someone's going to cheat on me, they're going to cheat on me, and I can't do anything about that. So I can let go. But the other stuff I would say would be tougher.
Yeah, and that's trust me, that's something I've had to work on for quite a while.
They say there's a couple questions or exercises you can do if you're struggling with jealousy. Ask yourself, what are you envious about in others? But you got to be honest when you answer that question. When do successful and happy people make you feel uncomfortable? And then what are you afraid that others would find out about you? You do those exercises, then boom, all of a sudden, you're not a jealous person anymore.
Really?
Well, that's not true.
Okay.
But an exercise to see where you're at.
Yeah, that's interesting questions to try to answer.
So Virginia's more of the jealous one in relationships, you'd say, on the show. Although you're really not bad.
I'm not jealous unless you put evidence in front of me that tells me some bitch has been sitting in my seat.
The case has been closed.
I ask questions.
Good Lord, the case has been solved.
But
Let
that's
it go.
not jealousy, though. That is, hey, I see something and I ask questions when I see something. And all women should do that to protect themselves.
When Virginia got all crazy about the
Sweater
would you say that was in the realm of jealousy, or what would you call that?
Well, I think there's a difference, and there is a line. To me, jealousy a lot of times is unfounded. It's a fear of something that might not even be there.
Right.
When you have evidence that something is going on, and not to say that, that was anything, but for a lot of women, they probably would have taken that first step. I know that I would have been in some hot water, had some sweater fuzz been found in my vehicle from my wife.
Most
and
husbands
I couldn't explain
would.
why.
And that was the problem. He couldn't tell me where it came from. And I'm like, no.
And I don't know if that's necessarily jealousy.
Right.
Because that is just saying, okay, hey, you've established boundaries. I just need to know if you've crossed these boundaries that have been established in a relationship or not. And that's not necessarily, I'm not jealous. I'm just saying, it ain't happening. Did you break the bounds that we had? Did you make a violation or not? That would, I think, be the difference.
Yeah. What's this Goldilocks' name that's been eating my porridge?
Yeah.
Look, I was not trying to get Mama Bear all riled up. It wasn't even...
You should never be called a jealous maniac, though, for investigating when you find evidence. They are different.
Right. And jealousy would be if Panda had a hot TV coworker and they would hang out and you saw them talking and giggling, and now all of a sudden you're like, oh, you don't like all that. He's not necessarily doing anything wrong. He's just having a conversation. He's not overstepping his bounds, but you're jealous.
Right.
But it's unfounded.
Right.
Okay, the chat room, that's territorial, not jealousy.
Yeah.
All right.
I think hey, when you're married, when you're in a serious relationship, that's just you claiming what's yours.
Yeah, no, it's all very eye-opening.
You're so excited to get married one day.
My gosh. I'm glad I'm single.
What's on your mind, Virginia?
Well, we got a pap smear today.
We got a pap.
Yep, we got a pap on deck.
All right.
Yep, today I'm going in for my. I have to go 3 or 4 times a year now because I had a weird squirrely pap. So they make you go more.
I don't like that. Does the doctor call you and say, we've got a squirrely pap?
Yes, they do. I don't know if they use the medical term squirrely, but yeah. You have like, what do they call it? Like wonky cells. If they find like a wonky cell,
Okay.
then they make you come back and do it again, and then you got to come more frequently, and then you're always at your feet in the stirrups.
Well, I know Dr. Thornton takes real good care of you.
She does.
I know Virginia's Gynosaurus. We're way too close. I know way too much about the witch. I really do.
If you want to come with me, you can.
No, I'm good.
You don't want to go to the gynecologist with Virginia?
No, that would be the worst trip. At least I think it would. Who
We
knows?
should make that a punishment.
What I got on my mind today, I wanted to give a shout out. Thank you very much to Street Bananas for my new Ohio State tumbler there. It's got the Buckeye logo on one side. It's got my name on the other. So if somebody's drinking, I would be going, bitch, your name ain't Kevin.
They sent all of us little tumblers, these street banana girls, their moms, who just started to try to get a little side hustle action.
fun. Yeah.
They're on Etsy, and they make tumblers and all kinds of little wine glasses.
They gave me one called the Soda God. It was very awesome.
Oh, that is cool.
I love a side hustle. Good for you, moms.
Just 4 crafty neighborhood mamas, Tiffany, Lacey, Carrie, and Lori. You can find them on Facebook, Street Bananas, Instagram, street.bananas, and Etsy, like you said, Virginia. So thank you for that. I always love these tumblers. Bring a couple to work with me every single day. Also, I wanted to let you know what else is on my mind. Pretty excited today. You know, I love sports, baseball, that kind of good stuff, and I love spring training. Today, regular position players show up for spring training, so it's about to go down. And then just to let you know, put it on your calendar, coming up on Sunday, you got some games. Spring training is going to begin. You got the Cardinals playing the Nationals at Roger Dean Stadium and the Astros playing the Marlins at Ballpark of the Palm Beaches.
Come on, Marlins.
Yeah, really pulling for them Marlins. That's my team.
Well, I'm pulling for anybody, but it's not the Astros.
What happens to the COVID testing when they start playing baseball? Do they do them in conjunct?
It's a good question. I'm not sure. Well, Sunday, they don't usually have the testing anyway, so I think they take the tents down. So that won't be a problem on Sunday for opening day. But, yeah, during the week, because they do have games all throughout the week. So I don't know what they're going to be doing yet. I haven't heard on that. Spring training games are only going to be limited, though, to 1,500 fans, and priority goes to season ticket holders. So I don't know how tough it's going to be to get into spring training games because of COVID. You're going to have limited fans at a lot of the games. Tickets are already on sale for the Ballpark of the Palm Beaches and Clover Park in Port St. Lucie, and the Cardinals and Marlins games at Roger Dean Stadium go on sale this morning at 10 a.m. You can go to rogerdeanchevrolet.com to order your tickets. But I wanted to let you know that's going to be coming up this weekend. You might have to go online if you want to get tickets for Sunday, just to go ahead and jump on that. Coming up here in a couple of minutes, I got an email from a mom about, I believe actually it might have been a dad, from their son's first steps. The wifey was in the other room, and apparently he recreated the first step so she could be a part of it. Is it sweet or is it deceivious? We'll discuss next.
Get the info on everything that's going on with us at kvjshow.com.
Okay, this is a dad here who wants to be honest, always, with his wife, but he did something that was a little bit deceivious, and he's having a guilty conscience about it. Apparently, his son was about to have their first steps, and his wife heads out of the room, and the kid gets up, and boom, 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 boom. Couple quick steps. And then his wife comes into the room, and I had him do it again, and we celebrated together, and she was crying because she got to see his first steps, but she really didn't. I played it off like they were. Now, is there anything wrong with that, or am I just a super sweet guy?
I think you're a sweet guy. Mm-hmm. Don't worry about it. It wasn't his first 3, but it was his next 3. I mean, it kind of all falls in the same.
Don't overthink these things.
Yeah.
You're all fine. Life's too short. You guys had a good moment together.
Yes, let that live.
Yeah. You're not a bad dude. You're not like somebody that is a liar.
You're a bad dude if you are, lying about your cocaine habit and then you shot somebody. You know what I mean? I've been watching a lot of drug shows lately.
If the baby snorted your cocaine, you didn't tell your wife, then, we're talking about a different situation. First steps, you're good, man. If that's the biggest things you're worried about, you're fine. All right, got a couple of random questions here. What do you think? At the end of your life, which would you choose? The afterlife, repeat, or life picked at random? What would you go for here? You get these options. You get to go on to the afterlife. You get to repeat the life you just had. Or would you go for door number C and, I don't know, let's just do another life. Let's see what we get.
Question.
Yeah.
The afterlife doesn't necessarily mean heaven. It could be hell. It could be, you don't know what, it's just the afterlife.
It's afterlife.
So you don't know what you're getting, so that's what makes this tough.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to choose afterlife on that one.
Okay.
I want to see what the heck's on the other side, baby.
Yeah, might as well. And you're going, why'd I choose hell?
I know, that's what I'm afraid of.
Oh my gosh, it's hot.
What a dumb decision.
And you know me, I'm not going to do well in hell. I love my air conditioning.
Yeah, that'd be really tough for you.
They definitely don't have the AC.
I ain't going to do well in hell.
That's the roll of the dice that you take. That's a real risky one. Guess it depends upon how you feel and what you believe.
What do you pick?
I'm going to go the afterlife because repeating, I love life, but I look back even at earlier ages. In fact, I saw one question. They did that survey again that we've talked about before about what was the perfect age, and people were saying 36 is the perfect age. But, for me, honestly, I've loved every stage of my life, but right now I don't have a desire to go back and redo it because I'm excited about what's coming next. So I like living it. Now, would I want to do it all over again? I don't know. How would that feel?
When you pick that option, do you get the same exact life you had, or you just don't know? You don't know what's going to happen. You could be Kevin Ralston again, but now you're the quarterback for the Suckeyes. You don't know.
Yeah, that's the problem because you would have. Do you retain the knowledge that you had, or do you just fumble your way through it? Because I think a lot of life is not knowing and having the experience in the moment and trying to guess. That's what makes life exciting, and that's what life's all about.
But if it is like Groundhog Day and you can actually go back and do some things right, I think that's kind of fascinating, especially for somebody like me who's a perfectionist and thinks back on, I should have done this instead of that. Oh, I wish I could have done this instead of that. I made the wrong choice.
But maybe you made the right choice. Like right now, you think maybe you made the wrong choice.
She did. She made the wrong choices.
That's what I'd be worried about because maybe the things that I would change would set me on a path to someplace I don't actually want to be.
But I would have to redo relationships that I'm not happy that I was in because I had a child.
But the thing
But
about
they made you who you are and where you are now.
I don't want that child to change any inkling.
But they would have to.
And keep in mind, too, on Groundhog's Day, he was changing. He was doing different things, but nobody around him knew. They thought it was just the same old day. That would get frustrating for you because you don't know when they're going to change. You don't know when you've done enough in life for them to remember or understand what you're doing. You're changing and having different things, but it's the same day for them.
I think if you went back and relived your life, it would be radically different, even if you tried to make the same decisions.
Some of them I would make the same, but some of them I would change, and then I wonder what that ripple effect would cause.
Well, if you've seen...
That's it. That's what I'm saying. And then you would know what your life was, and imagine if the second go around, you're like, I am not even close to where I wanted to be. My old life was better. Dang it. I screwed this one up.
And when you're talking about going back in time and changing things, just remember Back to the Future. Remember Back to the Future 2, when Biff takes over the all. There's a lot that can happen when you go back and you're starting to
I think repeat
change
is risky.
Things. It's risky.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. I think repeating is risky.
Unless your
Afterlife.
life is a complete disaster.
You gotta go Afterlife, dog. Go with
I
me and
think
Kevin.
you're right. I'll go with you and Kevin. You talked me into it. There are some things I want to change, but gosh, the ripple effect, I'm afraid.
And if you're in the U.S., living especially in South Florida, if you go with life picked at random, you know where you could wind up? We have no idea how good we got it.
You're right.
You're right. You could be in a third world country.
Yeah.
It could be totally different.
I have no doubt.
You can wake up in Baghdad and who knows what's going on.
We chose right. Afterlife's the right move.
Okay. All right. Which daily task would you gladly opt out of for $19.99 a month?
Oh, there's so many of them I hate.
Okay.
I hate shaving. I hate getting gas.
Mm-hmm.
I hate cleaning up after everybody in my house.
Dishes are just the pits.
Dishes suck, but what's worse than dishes is everybody that leaves stuff everywhere and doesn't care at all to put their trash in the trash can or their clothes in the laundry hamper or just their food particles in the trash.
Yeah, that's pretty unreal. We got that in my house. I think every house probably has that, but you're like, what are you doing?
How much a month?
It's $19.99, and something like having to not clean up after your entire family. Think about how much a maid is. That actually would probably be a good economical choice.
Be a massive bargain from what a housekeeper normally charges.
Yeah, so cleaning up for other people for $20 a month, pretty good deal.
For that kind of money, could I opt out of the dirt of the day? It's kind of a
Well, it's not a task.
It's kind of a chore.
I
For
guess
some
your
of them.
task is listening. Yeah, you could, but you could do that now. You just get up and walk out.
Can I opt out of the failure that is World Record Wednesday?
Don't be so hurtful. Don't be so accurate.
If we could do that, I'd lose you guys for the entire show.
You're right.
You wouldn't even be here. Okay, another random question. What movie would you personally give a Rotten Tomatoes score of 100 to? What is that movie that you think is, if not perfect, close to it? And 100 would mean it would be perfect.
Oh, it's hard.
It is hard because I want to give the original Karate Kid a 100, and the reason why I can't is when Miyagi gets drunk and talks about his dead wife, and I can't give it. I hate that part.
I saw that, and that was actually when I was doing your wax on, wax off trivia. That came up, and that was something they were going to cut out of the movie, and they talked him into keeping it in. And you know, Pat Morita, who played Mr. Miyagi, he got an Academy Award nomination, and they say it was that scene that got it for him. So as much as you might hate that, that made him Oscar nominated, and without that scene, he likely would not have been.
But I think that's kind of that just shows you that I think the people who choose the Oscar scenes, how wrong they are, because that's always that's always a scene people don't like. It's uncomfortable. Who's choosing these awards, Virginia?
The establishment.
Yeah, they get it wrong.
I would go with Star Wars: A New Hope. That would be my 100. It is a complete movie in the Star Wars franchise. It's what bought me in. It's what got me to love it. It could be a complete movie standing on its own. And it is the one movie that I could easily go back and watch over and over again.
Y'all gonna laugh at me, but the movie with Tom Hanks, That Thing You Do, that's a 100% for me.
Really?
I don't think there's any fat in that. It's a movie you can watch with your family. It still holds up.
I've never seen it.
It's such a good movie, and I highly recommend it.
What's it about?
It's about a one-hit wonder band and their friends that write this song.
What decade?
The movie was made in the 90s. It's about
What's the era?
But you hate the 50s stuff.
So I
It's
thought. So
the
I never watched it.
50s.
It's about the 50s. But
That's why
You're
I
trying
never
to sell the
watched it.
50s to Kevin. You know Kevin hates the 50s.
I hate the 50s. That's why I haven't watched it. That's what I thought it was. I'm like,
He smelled it. Kevin smelled the
I
50s.
did, and I couldn't get it out of him. Is that good? It was made in the 90s.
I knew you hate that. I forgot how much you hate the 50s.
He hates the 50s.
Oh, do not play doo-wop around Kevin.
He will
Stand it.
punch you.
I hate everything about the 50s.
I saw him throat punch a doo-wop DJ one time.
I don't even want
I hate the
to.
hairstyles. I hate the fashion. I hate the music. I hate the cars.
I'm probably the only one that likes that movie. I'm not going to even read the comments, Virginia.
Do you have a 100 on Rotten Tomatoes movie, Virginia?
I mean, there are some that I love. You know, I love Pulp Fiction, but I think there's parts of that movie that drag towards the late, middle, and end.
Okay.
The beginning
Yeah.
of Pulp Fiction is amazing.
That's what's tough is finding that movie that from beginning to end is like, wow, that was very well done.
Probably Back to the Future.
Yeah, I mean, there's
Back
really
to the Future is
solid.
great.
Where's the fat in Back to the Future?
Right.
I have to agree with the witch. That's probably
Solid.
100.
The
That is-
Goonies are pretty incredible too. I love the Goonies.
Yeah, where does I don't think the Goonies has a fallen off part either.
There's a couple parts it's like, come on, that ain't happening.
All right, okay.
Yeah.
I'm sure if you know.
I love it. Don't get me wrong.
Okay, but it knocks it down to like a 97
Yeah,
for you.
there's a couple
Okay.
you gotta be like, all right, okay. A lot of people got their own movie that they would put as a 100 on the Rotten Tomatoes score. That means it is a perfect movie. Captain Phillips should be a 100. That is the Tom Hanks one where the pirates take over. I've seen that. Not for me. This is a very selective list.
It's a good movie, but 100?
Yeah.
No way.
The perfect movie. Shawshank Redemption.
That's up there.
Okay.
It's good.
I'd give it a 97, 98.
Step Brothers.
Oh, it's a great movie.
You give it 100 though? No.
I love it.
Again, we're talking about the perfect movie.
Yes. There's no fat in it whatsoever.
Yeah. The Departed. Matt Damon, Leo DiCaprio.
Great movie.
Okay. Somebody else said I would go Bohemian Rhapsody. Okay. Bird shakes his head no. Donnie Brasco.
Oh my gosh. I was just watching that the other day. That's such a good movie. You know how Lefty gets? He gets a couple wines in him, Virginia. It's part of the movie. I knew you wouldn't get it.
I don't get it.
Went right into it anyway, though.
Yeah, I did.
You knew it would fail, but that's not going to stop me.
Nope.
It ain't holding me back. Goodwill Hunting, 100. Somebody said the movie Clue I would put as a 100. Somebody else said The Dark Knight. That is the one with the Joker, and that is close to it. That is a solid 95 plus for me.
I've seen a few people say this one, and I know y'all don't like Willy Wonka, but Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, the original, that might be 100, my friends.
I don't think I've seen that all the way through. I've only seen bits and pieces of that.
Do you know who would watch that thing the whole way through, Virginia?
Who?
Fat Kevin.
Oh.
Yeah.
I know I saw when I was fat. I don't know why.
You couldn't do it.
To me, it's not a great movie. If it didn't suck in that fat kid, a candy factory. Come on, man. Harlem Nights. Somebody said hands down a 100. Okay. Gremlins and Scream, and Lord of the Rings. Any of the three. Somebody put as a 100 on Rotten Tomatoes.
Someone says The Godfather, and the reason why I won't put The Godfather at 100 is that opening scene is so long. The wedding, edit it down a little bit.
Okay.
It's long.
It did come from an era where they could extend things a little bit.
And that's why it doesn't get 100, Virginia.
Okay.
Yeah, he has spoken.
Ooh, somebody said Die Hard. That is close. That's a 95 plus for me.
Tell me why it wouldn't get 100.
I have to think because I watched it again for Christmas, and there were a few things that did kind of stand out to me that I was like, okay, maybe not. But it's I could argue it being 100 as easily as I could argue it not. Solid. And the thing that tells me it's good, I now watch it every Christmas, and I love it.
People are asking about our opinion on Forrest Gump. Forrest Gump brings a lot of controversy to this show.
I don't like the sadness. I'm not a big fan of sad movies. Obviously, the Jenny scene, very sad. There's a lot of heartbreak in his life.
They're very mean to him, and I
Yeah.
don't like it.
Yeah, so you don't ride through that and be like, I love this.
It causes controversy every time we bring up Gump.
Goodfellas, somebody said's a 100.
I would say it's 100, except for the part where he's stirring the sauce and they're getting watched by the cops. It's too much, man.
Too much,
Too
okay.
much anxiety.
Okay. You got Gladiator, somebody said, is a 100. Wizard of Oz is a 100.
I know Kevin don't like no old ass movies, so he's gonna knock it off a couple just for it being old.
Yeah, it's okay. And Wolf of Wall Street, Jules said in the chat room. Okay, there you go. There's a lot of arguments for some really solid movies there. So the perfect movie, that is a total 100, is what people were talking about. Got a few celebrity birthdays today, like Dakota Fanning is turning 27, and Aziz Ansari is 38 years old today. Is he been uncanceled, or is he still canceled?
I think he's uncanceled light. He's showing his face. He's doing shows again.
Okay.
Yeah.
He did change the spelling of his last name. It is Ansorry now. So he put
Aziz, I'm sorry.
Aziz, I'm sorry, is now his last name. So every time he says it, it's an apology to everybody. Also got a birthday shout out here. Carter K from Lake Worth Christian School is turning 13. Whoop, whoop. Love you, Mom, Dad, your brothers and sisters, Alyssa, Tyler, Chrissy, and Cooper.
Oh,
Yeah. Thank you very much for the email. If you ever want to get a birthday shout out in, best way to do it is just shoot us an email. You can do that, mail@kvjshow.com, mail@kvjshow.com. Also, another quick birthday shout out, Jaden Simmons is turning 9 coming up on March 1st. That was a text. It's tougher to do the text.
And that's a big birthday, too, 9.
It is. It is a big one. Want to get that in there, so it's a little early too. But there you go, bud. Telling you those targeted ads, they will tell you everything you need to know. In fact, if you start dating somebody, just ask them what kind of ads they see, or take a look at their social media and see what is being advertised to them. And it'll tell you about everything you need to know when it comes to a social profile. So I started looking at the ads that I always see on my social media. I'm like, oh gosh, man, does my social media know me? It's crazy. So I'm going to name a product here. You tell me which KVJ show member you think was being targeted by these ads. I'll have Denny's come in here and let him play along so we get another voice in here, because I've got some of his in here as well.
Denny's?
Okay. And yeah, if you hear one of yours come up, you can still take a guess. All right. What do you think about this? Virginia, if I said Publix, who do you think that's targeting here on the KVJ show?
Publix is probably going to be the bird.
That is, yeah.
Yeah.
Public ads.
Even though I'm there just as much as him, I feel like he talks about it more, and your devices are listening.
Well, I also Google, I do sauce research that will lead me to Publix website. I mean, I'm doing the work.
Yeah.
So it makes sense.
What's
Okay.
what's their best sauce they've got that they can put on a sub?
Ooh, not right now. Let me think about that. I don't want to speak too early.
I did learn something. I went to Publix for the chicken wings the other day, and I really wanted to get the hot and spicy or the Mardi Gras, and all they had was the plain, and they've been sitting there I don't know how long, and I went for it, and it was the wrong move. It's better they get wings out pretty fast.
Wow.
Hold off and wait for it.
You got that snack regret.
I do. You know it.
I know it very well.
You know it? Yeah.
Do I know? I'm the president of the club.
PC Gamer Bird. Who was that targeting?
It's definitely Denny's.
That's definitely Denny's. I've never seen a PC Gamer ad on any of my social media.
Never.
Ever. Denny's, who do you think was getting skincare serums for aging skin?
I mean, Virginia?
Yeah.
Yep, I was. So many now. I get so many. Look, they're right here. I'm on a website right now, and I've got makeup for aging skin.
I swear you do one Google search and then everybody starts advertising to you.
That serum is a bunch of lies. That fake ass serum.
I mean, nothing's better than Botox. Let me just tell you that real quick.
You spend $35, Kev, for serum at Publix, and you still look old.
It makes you look 10% less wrinkly. The serum does. Botox makes you look 90% less wrinkly.
Yeah,
so
but-
what do you want, 10% or 90%?
That serum only makes you look 10% younger for about 10 minutes, and then it dries out. I'm
You're not buying it.
Not buying into the serum, Virginia.
Virginia, who was targeted for Beekeeper Natural All Day Energy?
That's you, Kevin.
That was me, yeah. I don't even know what that is. I'm like,
because you take those energy drinks and you've
Yeah.
done those energy shots.
gosh, it knows you, doesn't it?
It knows you.
Yeah. Some of these are a little tricky. Jaybird, who do you think was targeted by Bed Bath & Beyond?
That could be all of us, but
Uh-huh.
the one that's really into Bed Bath & Beyond, fancy pants over here, that might not be fancy enough for her.
You might be right.
Yeah, Bed Bath & Beyond's not Virginia.
Okay.
Tequesta doesn't do that.
Okay.
It's between. I think it's Denny's, man. I think it's either Denny's or you.
Okay. It's Denny's.
Yeah.
Whoa, he's
That was a
good.
trickier one.
That's when me and Denny's are living the life. We go to Bed Bath & Beyond. We're like, wow, this is kind of fancy. That's
Yeah.
fancy pants stuff for me and Denny's.
Denny's, who was targeted by the ad for Gold Belly regional food shipping?
It's got to be Bird, right?
It's interesting. I didn't
Belly?
put that on deliberately because I already saw Virginia's. I saw one of her things and it said Gold Belly on there.
Yeah, it's Virginia.
Mine was Gold Belly too.
I get Gold Belly a good bit because you can ship anybody a gift of food from their hometown. And I made my grandma so happy. I shipped her cookies from a New York deli where she's from New York. She's living in Kentucky now and not so happy about it, but she misses a lot of things New York.
Right.
And so when she got those deli cookies, I think they cost me $30. It made her year. She was so happy.
So Kevin always talks about the pizza crossing in Logan, Ohio. Would the Belly place do that?
Yeah, they do all kinds of regional stuff. It just matters if Pizza Crossing is on Gold Belly. I'm from New Orleans, and I can tell you there's about 30 or 40 restaurants deep that do Gold Belly with food from New Orleans
Yeah,
that
my
I can
hometown
have shipped.
doesn't have the internet yet.
Yeah, I was gonna say something tells me Logan does not have a Gold Belly. They got Booze Belly.
You can get those Buckeyes, though. They do have those Buckeyes on Gold Belly,
Okay.
those candies.
Virginia, who is targeted for 80s t-shirts? Which KVJ show member?
That's Bird.
That is Bird, yep. What do you think, Virginia, about Taco Bell?
Ooh, Taco Bell.
Mm-hmm.
People that smoke weed love Taco Bell.
True.
Okay, so you're narrowing it down here on the KVJ show, targeted by
Not
Taco Bell.
Kevin.
We know it's not Kevin.
Yeah.
We know it's between Miho and
It's
Miho.
between two people, I'm sure.
Only thing Kevin eats at Taco Bell is the shredded lettuce.
Not even.
What do you think, Virginia? Was it Cheech or Chong?
That could be a toss-up.
There's really no losers here.
I'm thinking it's Bird.
It is Bird, yeah. Taco Bell's targeted Bird. They know he's a customer in the waiting.
I had such good Taco Bell not that long. I keep thinking about it. They'll have my money again. I was telling Sweet Denny's about it. Really good.
Those to-go taco packs. I mean, if you have kids, they give you like 12 tacos in a box, and it's ready in 3 seconds. It's amazing.
You're giving me some food foreplay, and I like it.
Denny's, who was targeted by the ad for Elevated Faith Christian Apparel?
I mean, it's got to be Kevin.
Jesus shorts.
Jesus tees, yeah.
That's awesome.
All kinds of them. Denny's, who was targeted for Hot Pockets?
I mean, the Bird.
Yeah, that's a no-brainer. Jaybird, who is targeted for condo rentals in the Keys?
Oh, the witch.
Yeah, Virginia.
Yeah.
They're trying to get you for condo rentals, huh?
Well, they knew I was down there, and I was talking to my sister, and we were drinking a lot, and so I was like, hey, we should all go in and buy a condo, then we can come whenever we want.
Oh, one of those drunk Virginia ideas?
Yes, one of those drunk, I'm going to make big plans.
Oh, yeah, I know that.
Okay. And Virginia, finally, who was targeted for Adobe Lightroom to organize and edit photos? What do you think that was?
That's Denny's.
That was Denny's.
Yes,
Very nice.
yes. Adobe. I think you helped me get like a bootleg Adobe one
I did.
time.
He
Yeah.
uses a doobie.
Adobe.
I love it.
Get the info on everything that's going on with us at kvjshow.com.
Got a pretty upset mom that sent us an email here, and I guess I understand why. She said, my husband bought my son a really expensive Mustang without asking me about it first. I don't think we should waste the money, so I'm making him take the car back. And now my son is super pissed, and he wants to keep the car. But I feel like my husband is turning everything around on me. I look like the total bad guy now, and my husband is letting me take the fall, even though we really don't have this money for this car. Am I the jerk in this situation? I get my kid is upset about taking the car back, but we really can't afford it. Oh, maybe we can, but it's still a lot of money we shouldn't be spending. My husband is in the wrong here, right? How can I make my kid feel better about this situation? Okay.
What a mess he has created. This husband is so annoying.
I'm thinking if my dad did that, my mom would be so mad.
Yeah, it's not cool because you put her in a really bad spot to, if she wants to be the adult and say, look, we've just got other finances that need our attention over this kid getting
a new Mustang.
And even if we had the money, maybe that's not always the best thing that the kid gets the car that they want when they want it at that age.
It sounds like they didn't have the money, but they do have the money. It sounds like she doesn't want to spend the money on the Mustang.
You could bring up for either reason. Either the money's too much, or two, it's just maybe sometimes the kid should not be given everything they want when they want it.
I think, too, a married couple that shares finances should not be buying a car without running it by the other one.
If they share the finances, now let's say because you and Panda don't share the finances, Panda buys Mags a car without discussing it with you. Are you pissed off at him?
He would never do that.
Well, of course. Can you play my game?
I'd be happy. You did what? Oh, sweet.
Without asking you, you don't care?
No. Because that'll save me from having to do it.
Yeah, are you the jerk for taking the car back? I guess is ultimately the question, and forcing the hand on this. I don't know that you are, but you're going to look like it.
Yeah, your husband has set you up to be the fall guy and look terrible to your kid.
So if you ask the kid, who's the jerk?
Mom. Dad was cool.
Yeah.
Dad really was the jerk in all this.
I know.
And that's the part that's not cool. So, yeah,
Damn. This problem is deeper than a car.
Aren't you supposed to always discuss big decisions if you're married, even if you're not sharing the finances on something like that? Because it's a major decision.
Well,
absolutely.
And the other part about it, too, is if they had even as parents both agreed that they wanted to get this kid the Mustang and that was the right thing, if one parent jumps out ahead to make it look like it comes from them, that's still a jerky move. It needs to be both of us got you this car so you get equal love and credit.
And if you get your kid a Mustang as their first car and it's brand new and it goes fast, you deserve whatever happens. I watched a kid in my neighborhood drive a brand new Mustang into the woods and brush and trees because he's a brand new driver and he wanted to see how fast it could go.
Oh, fun. Well, yeah.
Why would you give a kid that?
I'm seeing, because I know nothing about cars, I'm seeing some of these motorheads, Mustangs suck, get the kid a better car. Do Mustangs suck? I was raised to believe Mustang was kind of a fancy car. Is it not?
I don't know. I thought some kids were still driving them.
They're always loud. That's what is annoying to me.
I thought Mustang you would throw into the cool car column, but I know nothing about cars.
No, neither. Can't help you out here. Okay, this email says, am I the jerk for telling my boyfriend to not say my daughter is his? This email says, I've been dating this guy for 5 years. He's an amazing man and stepping in and loving and accepting me and my daughter after her father took off and left us both. My daughter's now 6 and they are very close. He is a great father figure to her, but he is not her father. The other day at the park, another dad asked him if my daughter was his, and he said that she was, and I overheard this. And I let him know later, when we were alone, that I am not comfortable with him saying that he is the father of my daughter. Well, he got very defensive, and 3 days later, he is still not talking to me. Now, I know this hurt his feelings, but I think boundaries need to be set, and an understanding here is important. We are not married or engaged, and he has not adopted my daughter. He's my boyfriend and a great father figure, but he is not my daughter's father, and I think it needs to be understood. Am I the jerk for taking this stance?
What are you so upset about? Like, are you mad that he hasn't proposed yet? And you're going to punish him by not letting him tell some other dad at the park this kid is his?
Well, I think part of it might be that she's got a fear of creating confusion in her daughter's head.
This is the only father figure your daughter knows right now.
Yeah.
So what are you mad about?
Well, maybe she does want to be married. And maybe she does want him to adopt her.
But this is not the way to get it. This is not the way to get it.
But she's like, you can call her your kid and say that she's your kid when you've gone through these steps. Not now. And so when we get there, then that's it. But I don't want her to think, and let's say that our relationship doesn't work out. Then she's like, well, who's my dad? That guy said he was my dad. Is he not my dad?
This is not the way to get it. Now you've made him upset. You've hurt his feelings. You could have handled this a totally different way by sitting down with him afterwards and saying, you know what? I really want that for our family one day. I hope that one day you can adopt her and she can be yours and we can get married and be a family. Like, do you see that happening in the future? You could have been sweet about this. You could have handled this
We don't know if she was
totally
nasty.
different.
She just said afterwards, she sat him down and said, hey, I don't want you going around saying that you're
She
the
handled
father.
it wrong.
How long do you say they were together for?
It says here in the email. Sorry, it took off on me.
I apologize. I knew I should have asked it.
What's her favorite color?
Damn it, Bird. Don't worry about it. Maybe it's.
I've been dating this guy for 5 years.
Okay, well, if the kid's been around for 5 years, he definitely.
He's the only
He's
father
the
figure
dad.
that kid knows. And I think you are mad because he hasn't proposed to you yet. And so you're going to use this and weaponize the fact that he's proud of your daughter to punish him for not proposing.
Bottom line, that daughter looks at him like the dad. If he's been around
Yep.
for 5 years and he's been the sole person there involved, it does sound like you are making it. Your feelings are hurt because you're not engaged yet, and now you're blowing it up.
And I kind of see why he hasn't proposed.
Oh.
Maybe he likes the kid more than you because you got a bad attitude.
Okay, well, the text messages, majority of them right now are saying that, yeah, she is the jerk. Few defend her, but majority say, yeah, it wasn't the right move.
You're not handling it right. You got to handle this situation gingerly. You got a man who is ready to step up and tell other dads at the park that that's his daughter because he's proud and he loves her. You need to focus on the why that's wonderful, not why it's bad. You are the problem.
Well, I like it. Virginia's actually going after the woman.
Sorry, hooker. Them's the breaks. You've been together 5 years and he hasn't proposed. This is something you're doing wrong.
Yeah, he loves you. Right?
He loves your daughter. You're the problem.
He's afraid of you.
And this email said, am I the jerk? My husband has gone to the emergency room 3 times in the last month because he thought he was having a heart attack. And all 3 times it ended up being just a panic attack. And these hospital bills are starting to stack up. The 3rd time it happened, I got really upset with my husband. Emergency room visits are not cheap, dude, let alone 3 in a month. Fast forward to this weekend, my husband wanted to buy a new fishing pole so he could go out fishing. I told him he couldn't because we already spent too much money on hospital visits. Then he got all quiet, moped around the house all weekend after that.
And then he had a real heart attack.
He definitely had an anxiety attack.
So I started to feel bad, but seriously, he's cost us a lot of money this last month. Right now is not the time where we can afford a fishing pole. Was I the jerk for telling him that he couldn't buy it?
Kind of. Because here's the deal. A heart attack and a panic attack kind of feel the same to the person having them, and they're very scary, and you have to go to the hospital if you're freaked out that you're dying.
Well, bottom line is if he's had 3 major panic attacks, enough to go to the hospital, clearly something's going on in his life right now. He's struggling with something, enough to go to the hospital. Because I've gone to the hospital for what I thought was a heart attack, and it was a panic attack. It's quite embarrassing.
And he just wants to go fishing to calm his nerves.
And
now you're being mean.
To me, I just think there's times in life to be #be cool. And in the grand scheme of life, is that one fishing pole really going to make that big of a difference on your finances? Homeboy just wants to go catch some fish because he's struggling.
You need to be kinder to him because he is struggling medically. And a panic attack or a heart attack is not something you can stop from happening.
I can tell you what is coming. That fishing trip's not coming up, but that 4th panic attack is.
It's on the way. Okay, a few comments here before we get to Denny's or Animal about some of the Am I the Jerk? Cindy is on here from Miami with a comment. Which email were you commenting on, Cindy?
I'm commenting on the girl with the boyfriend of 5 years and the little.
Oh yeah, he had gone out and told somebody that, yeah, this is my daughter, and she pulled him aside afterwards and said, hey, I don't want you laying claim to that. You're not the father, and blah blah blah. So yeah, what do you want to say about that, Cindy?
So I don't think that she's trying to trap the guy into getting married or engaged. I think she hasn't reached closure on completely letting go of the little girl's actual father.
Okay.
So in her head or in her heart, replacing him as the new father, that's something she hasn't been able to let go of yet.
Okay.
Wow, I don't know if I like that either.
Interesting.
I mean, it's not great for the guy, but
Yeah. Yeah, no.
Either way you slice it, this chick's a mess.
Yeah, when someone's in love with a memory instead of you, that's a tough place to be in.
Yeah. No, it could be. I mean, that's probably a psychological deep dive as to why she's making this stance.
Yeah.
And, saying that.
Wallace Pennington's heard enough.
Yeah. You're out. Bird is gone.
But what about the little girl?
I'm taking the kid with me.
It sounds like he wants to.
I know it does.
He's more into the kid than to her. I'm just seeing it from the outside.
So we're going to get an Amber Alert about a guy in coveralls and America hat. Okay, time for a round of Denny's or Animal. Meg is on here from Stewart to play along. Hello, Meg.
Hi, how are you?
Great. How are you doing today?
I'm good. On my way to work.
Okay, exciting stuff. Do you love animals, Meg?
Yes, I actually work at a veterinarian.
No. Right, look at that.
Wow, so pressure's on. So you could not go into work today if you completely tanked Denny's or Animal.
No, I definitely couldn't.
Okay.
Professional shame will fall upon you.
You get a perfect score.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. No wiggle room on this one. Okay, well, hopefully you know the sound of this. We're going to hit you up first with a cloned extinct ferret.
Ooh.
It's amazing what science is doing here today, but they're taking extinct animals, bringing them back through the art and science of cloning, and here's what it sounds like.
It's alive! It's alive!
That's a miracle. That's like a Frankenstein kind of thing.
That sounds like a snuff film.
That sounded like Suits.
It sounded weird.
The acting.
The acting was a little forced.
Alive.
It was almost like the person was supposed to be excited, but they didn't want to make too much noise to disturb another studio.
Yeah, because maybe they have to go do traffic real quick and they're preoccupied.
Yeah, I mean, this is the gripping part.
It's alive!
I mean, that right there.
That sounds like a preoccupied actor who has to go do traffic in about 2 seconds.
It's alive. What do you think about that one, Meg? Denny's or Animal?
I'd say that's Denny.
That one, yeah. That's Denny's with an assist from Suits in there. Yeah, would love to have heard that, though. Okay, how about this? We have here a crocodile in surgery. This is a crocodile in surgery.
Is he the surgeon or is he being operated on?
That's a fair question. The lines are blurred with animals these days.
I don't think I'd feel good about a crocodile operating on me. Just saying. Have you ever operated on a crocodile at your animal clinic, Meg?
No, we
No.
have not.
Okay, so she will not know what this sounds like either. So what is this? Is this the real audio or is this our producer Denny's making this sound here?
Scalpel. Forceps. Caliper.
Wait, so the crocodile?
Is the crocodile the nurse?
I can't tell, but I think
Because hopefully they have the animal under anesthesia.
Is the crocodile the surgeon or is the crocodile getting operated on?
The best part of that clip is them asking for the instruments.
Scalpel. Forceps. Caliper.
Okay.
Oh, man.
Crocodile surgery. What do you think? Is that Denny's or Animal, Meg?
Denny's?
Yeah. She knows what crocodile surgery sounds like.
He's running out of scenarios.
Okay, how about this one? Final clip here for a perfect score from Meg from the veterinary clinic. This is a lion seal defending its territory. Denny's or Animal? Or option C, Virginia's tummy after eating dairy. What do you think here? Okay. What do you call? Denny's or Animal here, Meg?
I'd say animal.
That is correct. Look at that. You can strut like a peacock into work today and say, you guess who got a perfect score on Denny's or Animal today? That's right. Me right here. Meg.
Yes.
Yay!
Nice work and well played. Fantastic job there, Meg.
Awesome. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much. Well, it was very educational, wasn't it?
Yes.
That was great fun.
Crocodile and surgery, lots of interesting things going on there. Who would have known today's Denny's or Animal was actually based off of some real stories here today that are in the news. Denny's just let me know. This one from the Washington Post. A clone of the black-footed ferret provides hope for other U.S. endangered species. They made a copy of a ferret that died a long time ago. And now they're using that technology to help other endangered or extinct species.
Wow, that's great. Very topical.
Yeah, and a zoo crocodile in Florida is the first to operate on a human. No, just kidding now. Jaybird was really,
Wait, what?
I was locked in, man. I was listening.
I just want to look over at Farmer Ted. And he was in it. A zoo crocodile in Florida underwent surgery to remove a shoe from her stomach. Oh, yes. Had heard this. It was a Nile crocodile that was named a nugget that once had a so long...
Yeah, a nugget.
It's at the St. Augustine Alligator Farm Zoological Park. And in December, a shoe had slipped off the foot of a tourist ziplining over the crocodile habitat. Well, that doesn't sound safe for anybody. What are they doing there in St. Augustine?
It sounds adventurous, though.
And the croc ate the shoe. And so they had to take it to the University of Florida College of Veterinary Medicine to perform surgery on a nugget.
This thing tastes like beef jerky.
It's probably so disappointed, though, when there wasn't a human foot attached or inside. I mean, it's just terrible. It's kind of like, have you ever eaten a cupcake, the paper that's on it?
Yes, I have. More than once.
It'd be like the same thing.
Yeah.
You're like, well, I want a cupcake, not the paper. So that's got to be very disappointing. So thank you very much. It's very topical and educational, as always. Denny's doing his Denny's or Animal here today.
It's time for viral audio.
So how's your kids? How's your wife? Double rainbow all the way across the sky.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Virginia's telling me that The Bachelor has been very interesting. I know the ladies in my family love it. And they did tandem skydiving.
Yeah, so the girls got to pick the date this week.
Okay.
And, they can't do hometown visits because of COVID. So what they did is they let the girl pick like an adventurous date, fun thing. Mm-hmm. And then after their date, then Matt met their parents. But the one chick, Rachel, who's been accused of having a racist past, she picked skydiving. And immediately when you saw so you can't jump by yourself, you have to jump tandem with a skydive. You jump with a trained instructor who knows how to work the parachute because you don't know how to do it. And they strap you to their belly. But when you saw her, they strapped her to what appeared to be like a 12-year-old kid. And I was like, that's a problem. And people on Twitter are talking about it like, why didn't they give her an adult? A grown-ass man, maybe, that knew what he was doing with experience. Because Matt James lands first, the Bachelor, lands fine. He had a grown-ass man as his tandem.
Yeah, why wouldn't he have the smaller one?
But Rachel, when she came in for her landing with her 12-year-old that was steering her, he steered their very hard landing to be her on her face. She lands on her face and her neck, and then the tandem partner, her instructor, lands on top of her.
Yeah, and drove her face into the ground. Here's what it sounded like.
Rachel!
Oh, jeez. I mean, that's not a subtle landing.
Kevin, it's hard to watch. But The Bachelor played it over and over, and I'm like, oh my gosh.
Of course they did. It was unbelievable footage. Oh, God, jeez.
Rachel!
God, my back is killing me. I have so much grass in my mouth right now.
Grass and soccer.
Rachel just literally slammed into the earth hard.
Oh, yeah, she did.
She got up. She had grass in her mouth, in her hair. They had to put so much makeup on her to cover her bruises on her face.
It looked very painful.
It sounded like her entire face stopped Earth.
You got to watch the video. If you haven't seen it, it's very compelling video.
It almost sounds like an explosion, a bomb.
Well, you come in hard. When you're landing from skydiving, you've done it.
You come in real hard.
You come in fast and you come in hard, and if the guy steering you doesn't know how to do it, you can land on your face.
Well, if you have a preteen, that's the one doing it for you.
He's a preteen that made you land on your face, and then he landed on top of you.
And it's probably a good idea if you're ever doing skydiving, really take a good look at your tandem partner.
Yeah.
Make sure the sizes match up right.
I can't believe ABC and The Bachelor wouldn't get her a full-grown instructor.
Well, they don't like her, right? Are they trying to sabotage?
No, they don't. When this was filmed, they didn't know she had a racist past. This is all just happening in real time and coming out now about, what she did in the past and went to an antebellum party at a plantation. And
yeah, and she's the one who dresses the Native American, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
She did a couple of things.
Okay. It's all coming out. All coming out.
It's been a fascinating week on The Bachelor, Kevin. And then he had to make a statement about the whole racist stuff and about Chris Harrison and who they're going to replace Chris Harrison with. And oh my gosh.
Is he going to get full-time replaced? Is he gone, Chris Harrison?
He's not going to be on the After the Rose ceremony.
He ain't gone. The Bachelor knows what they're doing. They know how to get people.
He's canceled him long enough.
Well, look how much publicity this has gotten.
Yeah.
They know what they're doing.
Yeah, I can't tell anymore. I get so confused now as okay, so how long is somebody out? How long are they canceled for? Because I know that Gina Carano, the girl who was on The Mandalorian, she gone.
They stopped making her figure.
Yes, I mean, so that's pretty thoroughly gone.
But she also has a lot of people that are supporting her as well.
And she's getting other gigs because of all this.
She's not going to be canceled because Virginia's right. There's going to be some
people.
She's
Disney canceled.
She's
Disney canceled because she didn't tote the line for Disney and do it the way they wanted. But there are other people that are absolutely giving her work as we speak.
And Spencer in the chat room, he says, so you're going to tell me that nobody in KVJ show ever dressed up like an Indian? And I will honestly say I absolutely did as a little kid. In fact, I was in a play where I was a Native American Indian. So, I mean, back when I grew up, there wasn't this thing where you could not dress up like an Indian. That's more of a recent thing. So I'm not hiding from anything from my past like that. I absolutely did dress up like that growing up as a kid.
I did for a bit with your mom.
Yeah, but not till recently with this being in the media did I personally know that dressing up like a Native American Indian was even a thing where you were going to get canceled for.
Yeah.
So no, I'm not at all running from that, Spencer.
No, I did it before. I'd actually do it again.
Yeah, and I would tell anybody that would want to come for me. I did not know that was something that would offend anybody.
And I don't think Rachel knew back in the day either. But the whole thing with Chris Harrison is that, he was trying to forgive it and say that, Rachel's not a bad person. And then they came for him for defending Rachel.
Well, imagine if if someone brought out pictures of me from when I was 12 of me dressing like a Native American Indian. They wanted to cancel me because I had hate in my heart. Well, that wasn't why I was dressing up like that. I liked it because I loved Native American Indians. I thought it was cool.
Yeah, I found in America we don't know how to talk about racial issues. And you can kind of tell that we've suppressed it for a long time because we don't know how to have responsible decisions, and we can't be effective at sorting out what truly is coming from a place of hate and what is coming from a place of silly, goofy, or
innocence,
is a tribute. Yes,
youth.
Right. We can't tell the difference.
When you're young, you don't understand, and now everybody is evolved and understands. But when we were little, nobody talked like this.
Well, I mean, I've also talked to people who are that are Native American Indian that said they're not offended by that, but then you read stuff in the media that says people are offended. So I don't know what the hell is going on. All I know is when I dressed up like an Indian, I was doing it out of love and respect because I thought it was awesome and cool.
Yeah.
And if that makes me a bad person, then call me a bad person.
Yeah, to me, if you're not jerky or hateful, I would continue about your life and do what you do.
Know what's in my heart and my intention, and my intention in my heart was to celebrate that culture.
And also learn about that culture.
Yeah.
You know, the more you understand it, the more you learn about it, we all should know everybody's culture and embrace them and celebrate them.
So Twitter, if you want to get me, at Jason Bigfoot.
You ain't getting me. I got 6% Native American blood. Ancestry.com told me so I can dress today.
Well, there's just a lot
Pocahontas, we need to change your name.
Yeah.
Well, there's just a lot of yelling and you're a bad person when I think you need to explore why someone's done something in their life and then maybe, make your opinion on that.
Like I said, we don't know how to talk
we don't.
about culture and race, and we can't separate what is hateful and what is not.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's too bad. Hopefully we'll get there. But if we talk about it more without getting all upset and screaming at each other, which we don't seem to be able to do, then we would be able to make some real inroads.
Keep
here.
talking about it peacefully, calmly, and lovingly.
Yes.
That's the way.
Yes.
Come on, it's 2020.
We
We
don't
yell.
have to cancel everyone.
It's actually 2021. I keep calling it 2020.
So you ever get scolded for something really stupid, almost to the point where you have to do a double take to be like, are you really mad or are you not mad? I can't tell what's going on here.
I'm not going to blow this person's spot up completely, but yeah, I got really reamed out because I didn't like somebody's Harry Styles post and I didn't share it. Like, can you share this post for me? I'm like, yeah, I guess, but I really didn't want to share it, and then I forgot to share it, and they got really mad at me about it to the point where they weren't talking to me for a couple days. It's someone in my family.
Oh, boy. Put a lot on. They put a lot
Your
on
dad,
you.
Randy.
Yeah, he's a big.
I knew it.
But it was a dumb thing to get really that mad at me for. I was like, "Are you really that mad about the Harry Styles thing?"
Yeah, I don't promise anything to anybody.
No.
Get nothing from me and like it. Yeah, it is kind of odd when you get scolded for something that you're like, well, wait, what? In fact, just maybe a couple of weeks ago, my wife was tired. It was the end of the week, and it was just one of those things you're like going, okay, she's maybe a little bit fussy. My daughter Caitlin was over, and
conditions were right for a hurricane.
Conditions were right, and I realized, okay, hey, you need to skip off to bed real fast, just because you just don't want to be the brunt of anything. And so as I was going to bed, my wife started going, "Are you going to wear that to bed?" And I was like, "What?" She's like, "That's a Lululemon shirt. You don't wear Lululemon to bed." And I looked at my daughter Caitlin. She's like, "Woof." I was like, "Wait, am I really getting scolded for wearing a Lululemon shirt to bed?" And now we just make fun of her for it. But
Did you take it off?
No.
Okay.
I'm like, what is this? I'm like, does it say something in the store where you cannot wear these clothes to bed? I'm like, I am wearing this to bed.
She was trying to say it was too expensive to wear to bed. And Lululemon, yeah, you are too expensive.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's what she was trying to say. Like, you wear pajamas that are cheaper to bed. You don't wear your fancy Lululemons to bed.
I'm glad you stood your ground.
I did.
I like it. Ralston's got a set on.
And honestly, I've worn that shirt every night to bed since.
Yeah. In your face.
I'm just rubbing it in. Like, I'm going to put on my very expensive Lululemon shirt and I'm going to go right to bed.
Lululemon, that's considered what? Like, is that the...
It's athletic gear, but it's so insanely overpriced.
It's like the Ocean Pacific of modern times. Like a...
No, OP was affordable.
All right. See the tone?
Yeah. So you got scolded for bringing up a bad analogy.
You're right.
It happens quick.
It does happen so fast. That's why your head's spinning a lot of times when you get scolded for something dumb. So we asked the question, what is the dumbest thing you've been scolded for? Here's some examples that we got. Somebody named Kevin on our Facebook page said, stacking silverware in the dishwasher face side down and handle up instead of handles down.
Oh, yeah, that's a big problem. It's not going to get cleaned right.
Virginia does. I've noticed she snaps at little things like that. I remember that one time we were doing an event. We were doing celebrity bartending or one of those things where they have people go there and do the. And I was doing the beer and I just did too much head on the beer, too much foam.
It was like 3/4 foam.
And she's like legit. Snapped at me in front of all the mixed company too, by the way. People we didn't know. I was like, what are you doing? Oh my gosh, you're wasting beer, blah, blah. Like, really made me feel less of a person.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't like it. Set the tone for the entire night.
Yeah.
I was like, it was an accident.
So you were pissy the entire night, so she.
Yeah, now I'm
all
pissy.
because you put a foamy beer out there?
And it wasn't that much.
Yeah.
It was like, lady, calm down.
I can't. It's beer.
Angelica said, dumbest thing I've been scolded for, not responding to a text or a call while I was attending a funeral.
Oh, my.
That person's cold.
Yeah, that person needs to be checked real quick.
Don't answer them back.
Amanda said my husband got mad when I brought him lunch one day at work because he didn't have time to eat it.
What a jerk.
What a baby.
I know, right?
What a baby.
On our Instagram, somebody said, not having my shoes on because she was taking 3 hours to get ready. I've noticed that too with my wife. You're waiting forever to get ready. And then when she's ready, it's like there's no forgiveness back. When she's ready to walk out the door, we got to walk out the door immediately now. And I've kind of decompressed because you were taking so long. And now I'm the one who gets scolded because I'm taking 3 seconds to put on my shoes.
Just ain't right, Kevin.
That ain't right.
Just ain't right.
And again, it'll set off the whole the entire night will now be pissy.
Yeah.
Because now you're pissy, she's pissy.
Oh, yeah.
Jasmine said, dumbest thing I've been scolded for, wearing yoga pants to Publix. My ex thought they were too revealing and would not allow me to wear them in public.
A lot of people wear yoga pants to go grocery shopping. Your dude is a little bit high strung.
And they're awesome because they are revealing.
Yes. Ariane said, I got yelled at by a former coworker who bought tickets to take me to Disney without even asking me if I wanted to go. And she booked it for the same week I was supposed to go out of the country to meet my boyfriend's family.
What
and
the
I got scolded for
hell?
that. Yeah, that's weird.
What a weirdo coworker.
That is. You don't say anything about the tickets and then you're pissy because
Psycho.
that is.
You need to maybe quit that job and not be around her because she's crazy.
Why should she quit? The other one's the one that sucks.
She's obsessed with you. She's going to murder you and wear your skin like a jacket.
Vanya said, dumbest thing I got scolded for, one day I took the day off of work. I got home early after running some errands, so I thought it'd be nice to have dinner ready for my then husband. He got mad because dinner was ready when he got home and he wasn't hungry yet. Then husband.
Oh, how annoyed are you if the person that made the food, they're being a jerk because they're not hungry? Oh, hell no.
Bye.
Get the info on everything that's going on with us at kvjshow.com.
Would you say you have bad manners?
No.
Okay. My mama would be very crushed if I failed this test. It is a bad manners test. Now, what you want to do is just give yourself a check mark every time you would say yes to any of the things that I have here on this bad manners test.
Okay.
Okay. Do you regularly pick your nose? Give yourself a check if you do. Do you regularly check your phone at the dinner table? Do you regularly chew with your mouth open? Give yourself a check if you do. Do you talk or text during movies? Do you cut in line? Do you interrupt people who are talking? Do you turn without using your blinker? Do you gossip? Some people better write down a check around here.
I just gossiped about you about 30 seconds ago, Kevin.
There you go. Ding. Do you ignore an RSVP request? Ding.
Ding, 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 ding.
Do you use profanity in public?
Oh,
Damn
liberally.
Do you regularly flip someone off?
After I use the profanity,
Yeah,
that's the exclamation point.
Goes hand in hand.
Do you play loud music in public? Do you mow your lawn before 9 a.m. on a weekend? Do you not tip a waiter or waitress? Do you take food off somebody else's plate without asking? Do you litter? Do you not notify people when you're running late? Do you sneeze or cough without covering your mouth? Boy, I'm reading through a lot of these, and a lot of these peeves are popping up. You're like going, if either one, you do it, or two, you're probably upset by people who do. Do you wear your mask without covering both your mouth and your nose? Do you regularly ghost people? Do you send text messages that just say K?
That is.
That's what you say when you want them to know you're pissed.
That's when you know you're in trouble with your
But
girlfriend.
a well-placed K will let them know exactly how it's going to go down.
Do you regularly talk on the phone while checking out with a cashier? Do you double dip regularly? Do you neglect to clean up after a pet you were responsible for in public, just leaving the poo on the ground and slinking off like nobody noticed? Do you eat the last of a shared appetizer without asking the table if anybody else wanted it?
It's such a dicey situation.
Do you spit your gum out on the sidewalk? Do you pass someone holding the door open for you without thanking them? And do you leave your shopping cart anywhere else in the parking lot except for the cart return? Okay, add up how many times you put down a little check. And I think you should have a few, or you're probably just not.
You're a liar.
Yeah, you're a liar, not a normal human being. Okay, I got 4 that I said yes to. 4 for me. Virginia, how many did you get?
I got 7.
Okay, Bird?
6.
You got 6.
And a
Okay.
couple of them were, I do it sometimes, but not, you use the word regularly. What is that?
Yeah.
You know?
And some of these, honestly, I would argue, like, number 1, picking your nose.
Yeah, why are you a jerk? Now, if you flick the booger on somebody, you're
Right.
a jerk.
Exactly. That's the one I had a problem with. And it's not like I'm just, while somebody's eating, I'm sitting there digging in my schnoz.
I mean, the ghosting one, I don't ghost everybody, but I have ghosted some people in my life before.
Yeah.
So is it regularly? I don't know. No,
Yeah.
but I have.
There are ones that to me are blatantly a lot more rude than others. Some of these I would put as rude light. I would say a majority of people do gossip. So I would imagine a lot of people probably put yes on that. Using profanity in public, yeah, maybe you don't think somebody's around, but somebody is around. Chewing with your mouth open. If it's delicious, sometimes it just gets away from you.
If you've got a couple wines in you.
Oh my gosh. If you go back over that list and you say, after 5 beers.
Right. Yeah, your manners do dip with every beer.
They do.
I don't know if you saw the JMZ video that dropped of Virginia eating those crustaceans here in the studio. She was sucking, eating kind of with the mouth. It was gross.
Look, I never said watching me eat crawfish was pretty.
It's actually
You're
quite-
the one that felt like you had to video it. So if you can't handle what you saw in the video, maybe you shouldn't have hit record.
Not only was it not pretty, it was repulsive.
Yeah. If you scored 10 or more, they would say that you have bad manners.
Okay, we're doing all right then.
Got
Yeah,
some
we're
things you need to work
fine.
on. Yeah, we're all good. Which one of these do you think was there one that stood out to be the most offensive? I saw somebody when I was in Atlanta just open their car door and dump 3 cups in their bags just right. And it was, downtown.
All their trash?
Yeah, all their trash. Just right out the door, and they just kept on driving. I was like, to me, that is a massive statement about somebody. That you would do that blatantly, and to me, you think you're above everybody else. The world is here to wait on you. You're making the world a worse place by being in it.
That and you never leave a tip for any
That's-
waitress. I mean, that's
Yeah,
horrible.
That's a rough one for me too.
Yeah.
To go back to the littering point, our own sweet Denny's, who's not a confrontational person by any means, he saw this really, really hot girl littering, and he called her out for it.
He told the story on the air.
Yeah, and she thought he was hitting on her, and it was so awesome because she's like, "Yeah, what do you want?" She rolled down her window, and then he goes, "You shouldn't litter. That's wrong." And she couldn't believe he was telling her not to litter.
Well, she shouldn't be littering.
And to her point, she's a hot chick, probably thinks that she is above everything else.
You're right.
And the world is here to cater to her.
Totally.
And so where I want to put my garbage, I put my garbage, and somebody else is going to come after me and clean it up.
Littering makes you ugly, you animal.
But the look on her face when she realized she was getting called out was amazing.
Good. Good for him, though. Good for you, Denny's. I applaud you. That's great. You need to call out the hot chick that litters. Yeah, that's my number 1 peeve. Was there anything else that stood out to you, Virginia, as something that, because like I said, these bad manners turn into peeves on the other side of it.
I mean, I think some of this stuff too, like I do like to play loud music outside in my yard. If I've had beers, I do it. If I haven't had beers, I don't. Again, chewing with your mouth open. If I've had beers, I do it.
So
if I haven't had beers, I don't.
So you're confessing to being a rude drunk.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, but we knew that. It's really not a confession.
You've seen me 8 beers in, eat a hot dog.
And I've also seen you swear in public. I mean, pretty good, too.
How many did you say you wrote down, Virginia?
I wrote 7, but I think I might add some.
Okay.
I think I have to go over that again.
Ow! There's a lot of dumbass criminals to talk about, baby. It's the whacked out news. People breaking the law. Ha ha, fighting in the nude. Ha, drunk people pooping in the street. Ha ha, it's the whacked out news. So many people on meth. Ow!
Oh, yeah. Well, I got another UFO story here today. This one is coming from an American Airlines flight that had a bizarre encounter with a long cylindrical object that almost looked like a cruise missile. They said on Sunday. The incident occurred over the remote northeast corner of New Mexico, which already has a lot of interesting activity in the skies there. The plane at the time was at 36,000 feet and was going 400 knots, so it was cruising, and this object went zipping right over the top of it. Here's a little bit of the audio from air traffic control and the pilot.
Have any targets up here? We just had something go right over the top of us that, I hate to say this, looked like a long cylindrical object. It almost looked like a cruise missile type of thing moving really fast that went right over the top of us.
Wow.
Dang.
Wow.
What the
they
heck
had
was
no
that?
idea what it was.
They don't know what it was. Yeah, in fact, that was a UFO hunter that was listening to all the air chatter that was going on, and he picked that up, and that's why it's actually a story. So it's not even like the pilot or American Airlines is coming out with it. This is the guy who came out with it.
Which just shows you there's so much stuff that they don't even talk about to the public.
Yeah, absolutely. What else is going on?
Good stuff, Kevin.
No, thank you. Here for you, Bird. Don't know how exciting this is, but we've received our first audio recording of what is going on the planet Mars.
So prepare to be very underwhelmed, and you actually might have to turn down your music because you won't be able to hear it.
Oh, okay. All
It's
right.
it's really underwhelming.
Okay. All right, let's hear what we got here.
It's alive.
Oh, wait, that's
It's alive.
Oh, that's Denny's or Animal. Sorry, that was the wrong clip.
By the way, it was confirmed. Suits was trying to be quiet so he wouldn't disturb somebody. So he's trying to be loud, quiet there.
Okay, here's the underwhelming clip. Okay, there you go.
Was it as underwhelming as I described it?
Yeah, it was pretty much what I expected. Yeah, not a lot there. There's a woman in Rogersville, Alabama that looked outside last week at a 200-foot wide frozen creek outside her house, and it was covered with large, mysterious circles on the ice. Kind of like if you've seen the crop circles that will happen in fields, it looked that same way, except this was on ice. Now they are like, okay, did aliens put that there?
Some of those crop circles, they can't explain them. I know a lot of times they can't, but there's just some that go, we don't know how that happened.
You don't think it's people messing with other people?
Well, I think the majority of the time it is, but there's some where they just don't know.
There's a few where either they weren't claimed or the designs and the way they did them said, this is somebody that must have a physics degree or some understanding of advanced mathematics.
Kevin, you get it. I mean, you've been on Weird and Whatever before. You understand this stuff.
Yes.
Virginia's.
I've been on Weird and Whatever, too.
Yeah, but you started mocking me, and then we weren't having that crap on that. No, it's different than KVJ.
Yeah, they say it is possible it could be from the swirling water as it freezes, making those marks, but still interesting nonetheless.
Could have
And
been from
unexplained.
a figure skater.
You're right, yes. This is a fun story of 21-year-old Richard Lee Ortecho, who was pulled over in Vero Beach for doing 120 miles per hour on Saturday.
Damn, Dick.
I think they can arrest you for that when it's that fast.
Yeah, I think anything over 100, they will arrest you. He had blamed it on listening to a rap song called Asiento 20 by an aspiring rapper called Track Insano.
Music does get you jazzed.
It does.
But you can't speed on that level.
It's not a good excuse for the police officer, but it does make you want to drive faster.
Yes, and if you know Spanish, you might understand what his excuse is going to be. Ciento 20 means 120, so he told cops he was driving 120 to match the name of the song.
Let me guess, he was also making a TikTok video.
Probably, yeah.
You know you don't do that without getting some kind of documentation of it.
Yeah. There's a bus driver in the UK who crashed because he was dancing behind the wheel, and now he's been banned for 2 years.
I hit a wall one time because I was playing air drums.
Okay.
No one was hurt, and I learned my lesson. I was young.
Okay.
But yeah, I crashed into
Hit a wall?
I did. I was playing.
How fast were you going?
Not very fast.
Sometimes when In the Air Tonight comes on, you just can't help yourself. 2 underage guys in Pennsylvania were angry after a run-in with the cops on Saturday, so they drove to their local police station to lodge a complaint. And then they got arrested because they were both drunk, and one of them got a DUI.
Dang.
The other one is facing charges for underage drinking and disorderly conduct. Dummy.
Big dummies.
2 nuns in Ireland got busted breaking COVID quarantine rules when they traveled more than 125 miles to attend an exorcism.
I mean, they're doing... Come on,
They literally are doing the Lord's work.
You guys are going to try to cancel the nuns for doing exorcism work? I say you
Not
guys...
during a pandemic.
Do your own thing, nuns. You did the right thing.
100% of all demons have COVID.
You're right.
A woman was arrested Monday after she allegedly robbed a bank in Jacksonville. She was in an electric wheelchair and threatened to kill everybody inside.
Oh, my.
She got into an argument with the teller before announcing that she was robbing the place. Authorities said the woman was given cash before leaving the bank slowly.
Those things don't go fast.
Not very fast at all, no. So she was easily taken into custody a very short time later. Thankfully, nobody was injured during the robbery, but man, that escalated quickly.
I mean, what did she think was going to happen when she went to make her getaway?
You know what? You get angry, you just blurt something out. You think it's a good idea at the time.
Bless your heart.
Mm-hmm. An animal shelter in Arizona is teaming up with a weed dispensary for a Pups and Pre-Rolls fundraising event.
Huh.
Okay.
Huh.
Now, there are a bunch of dogs that are available for adoption. Anybody who takes one home will get 5 free pre-rolled joints with the adoption.
Huh.
I love it.
You're looking for a dog? Are you ready for a dog yet?
Not yet, but I'm ready for weed.
I guess if you need a dog and weed. They say Pups and Pre-Rolls will also have food trucks, raffles, and T-shirts for sale. How about that for a promotion, huh?
What a weird combo.
That is kind of interesting. There was a meal delivery service that had to make an apology on Sunday after a customer received what appeared to be a bottle of urine with their order.
Oh,
hell no.
That was done on purpose.
Yeah, it was. It was an empty plastic Coke bottle that was in their Hello Fresh meal.
Oh, that's not fresh.
Well, maybe it was fresh. It could be fresh. It's just still urine.
That's disgusting.
That is disgusting.
I mean, what the hell is going on at your packing plant?
Yeah, that people are peeing in Coke bottles and then putting it in people's meals.
That is jacked up.
Yeah, that is pretty jacked up. And another warning out there for the gender reveals. Here we go, I tell you. Another story, a father-to-be in New York. He and his brother were trying to build a gender reveal device on Sunday, and it exploded, and it tragically killed the father-to-be.
Daddy died?
Daddy died.
But it's a boy.
Exactly. What do you say to put the spin on that?
You can't.
Okay.
My goodness.
Yeah.
You have at least one of those stories. It seems like once every 2 weeks now.
At least, yeah. At least they're coming up here. So, I mean, is it really honestly worth it? We don't need explosives with our gender reveals, people. Coming up here, we're going to try to figure out who on the show would be most likely to need to be rescued by the Coast Guard.
I mean, I think we know.
What do you think it'd be? You can make an argument for a few people, possibly. But who on the show would most likely need to be rescued by the Coast Guard? We will discuss coming up next. Who on the show is most likely to need to be rescued by the Coast Guard?
It's definitely not going to be you. Because you're not big into the water anyway.
Right.
Captain Storm's over here. She loves to go
I love a storm.
knee deep into a storm when she is in charge of all things aquatic. But I'm also on Team No Swim, so it's
Team can't float.
Yeah, it's tough. I don't know.
You might not have time to call the Coast Guard on Bird.
I'm a goner.
Yeah.
You at least have a shot of getting rescued. I'm dead.
What if we put a life vest on you? Then you could be at least a floater.
And you know I'm delicious. You know that barracudas are going to want a piece of my Cheeto ass.
Sharks are going to be like, let's get him.
Hey, Bob, you might want to pay attention to this guy. He looks delicious.
I am delicious.
Yeah, that could get you pretty quick. Okay, so yeah, I think Virginia's probably the right answer on that.
But hopefully we'll be together. It'll be a great story.
Okay.
Rescued by the Coast Guard. That means you live.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
And verbal commitment. If we're all stranded, you guys can eat my body if I go first.
Oh yeah.
But I gotta die. You can't kill me and then eat me. You gotta make sure I die of natural
you
causes.
have to die, so we have to make sure we outlive you.
Well,
on top of it?
just if we are all on an island together and I happen to die,
You can't be sleeping and we go to eat a toe.
Yeah, you guys can't have this little plan. Hey, let's hit Bird with a conch shell when he's sleeping.
And it can't be like in the first hour.
Oh, jeez.
Who on the show is most likely to experiment with the opposite sex?
Virginia.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's pretty easy. All right. Who on the show is most likely to test positive for COVID? Well, let's see here. We got Bird and Denny's that haven't, so that might up their chances possibly. But outside of that, I'm probably the most reckless with it, so I might go for a double dose.
Although Virginia acts like she's not reckless, but I just feel like you're always out and about doing crap. So you really are
That's
the
true,
most
yeah.
COVID.
She had a yard party and was in the Keys, so...
You travel, you're COVID Connie. But she's the one that's always like, nah, COVID.
Everything I do is like outside, though. I kind of like tell myself I'm safe outside.
COVID Connie over here. We work with COVID Connie.
Yeah, okay, you're right. Maybe it is Virginia.
Virginia.
Who on the show is most likely to have a secret life?
Ooh.
Bird.
Yeah.
Think so?
Yep.
When he finally takes a lover, he is going to keep it a secret.
Well, I've done it before. You guys haven't. I could be dating someone right now and you wouldn't know.
You keep good secrets, but then eventually, like years down you always end up telling me what you were up to.
Well, because I love y'all. You guys are my family and friends, but I also don't love you enough to say it in the moment because I know you'll blow up my spot.
What, you saying Virginia can't keep a secret?
That's exactly what I can totally tell Kevin.
I don't want to keep a secret. It's not in my nature.
That's why if you get a couple wines in me, Kevin, I am not good to be around.
Oh, she likes to spill the beans. Okay, I got to tell you something. 2 years ago,
get out of here.
Here's what happened. I'm like, what?
Uh-huh, okay.
It's juicy.
Couple cocktails and this bird's ready to sing. Huh? Little canary.
Yes. Give her some Jameson.
That's all it really takes.
Yeah.
I'll be the worst under questioning.
Who on the KVJ show is most likely to be at home eating cold deli meat off their bare stomach?
I mean, definitely Jaybird.
Yeah, but I wouldn't
eat a lot of meat.
Yeah,
probably be me.
But sweets off of or carbs off my stomach. Yeah, now we're cooking, Mama.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but meat's gonna be Kevin, I think.
Probably.
Okay.
Or Suits. Keep in mind, Suits is that closet freak now. I could see him doing.
I could see him using meat in the bedroom.
Me too, like a big old a turkey leg.
Yeah.
Lady in the Tramp style.
Like a summer sausage.
Yeah.
Dang, okay. All right. Who on the KVJ show is most likely to get fired for saying something wrong on the air?
It rhymes with Sminja.
I think Virginia's going to be the one to go.
It goes Virginia first, then me second.
Okay.
Probably Denny's third, then
Wow.
Kevin.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I think Denny's could say something and not realize the
Magnitude,
shockwave.
yeah.
Kind of like when he said the moon landing wasn't real. I mean, for 3 days, people are
Okay.
trying to.
Okay, who on the KVJ show is most likely to pee their pants?
Virginia.
Yeah, it's me, definitely. When physical comedy happens and it makes me laugh really hard, a lot of times I just
Out come the floodgates, huh?
little leak.
Who on the KVJ show is most likely to eat warm pudding off another person's body?
Bird.
He probably did that this weekend.
I didn't do it this weekend, but have I eaten pudding off a person's body before? Well, hell yeah.
Okay.
What's the best flavor pudding to put on a chick?
I like a vanilla, but chocolate's good too.
Yeah, I like putting it on their butt.
Well, then the chocolate.
Chocolate just looks like poo if you put it on your butt.
See, this is why you can't have pudding in the
Imagine
bedroom.
walking in on that.
Oh my God.
Ah.
What are you doing, Jaybird?
I swear, it's pudding.
Whatever.
It's pudding, baby.
It looks like feces.
And I love it.
Oh, I love it. It's all over your face. Num, 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 num.
Oh, you know I eat pudding very, very messily.
Rocky Road pudding.
Yeah. And finally, who on the KVJ show is most likely to try out polyamory?
What's that again?
When you're dating a bunch of people, right?
Yeah, we've had a couple of emails about that where you just love everybody.
You're
What
in
is
a
that?
relationship with multiple partners.
Boys and girls, or just
it could
one?
be anybody.
Yeah, we had that one girl that sent us an email, and she was dating a married guy. And then she heard from his wife, and his wife was all excited that he finally got a girlfriend because she's had a boyfriend for a while. And then they were trying to bring her into this whole thing where all four of them would share each other. And it would be a circle of love with four people.
So,
and she was like, nah, I'm good.
Surprisingly, my answer is going to be Virginia on this one.
Really?
If it was agreed upon, where you both agreed upon it.
I disagree.
Well, I'm too old school. I think
I can't even get monoamory, so.
Yeah, there's no way the queen would ever go for it.
Yeah.
Denny's and Jen, they're too sweet. And well, we go back to our kink, our boy. Suits.
Can you imagine Suits if he were in some big polyamorous relationship?
I changed my answer. It's
Pseudocorn. He's a pseudocorn.
I can see him just being an animal, just a carnivore in there.
Be like no big deal.
Yeah.
Wow. He's going in, exchanging out wives.
I can see him loosening up his tie and him getting that hair where it's real sweaty in the front, just kind of looking like a disheveled
clearly
sex
and then he
animal.
takes that tie and he uses it in some kind of bondage move.
It works as bondage and a blindfold.
Yeah.
Okay. Dang.
Whoa, Suits.
Yeah.
You dirty little monkey.
Painting quite a picture for that guy, huh? Okay. There you go. It's all settled.
More KVJ Show right now on 97.9 WRMF.
Okay, she needs anger management. At least her boyfriend thinks so. Got an email that says, my boyfriend of 10 months has asked me to take anger management classes. Now, I don't think I need them, damn it. He tells me it's important for our relationship that I take them. But I don't want to go because I feel like I deal with my anger in a very healthy way. I get the feeling that it's going to be a major issue, though, if I don't go. So what do you do when your significant other begs you to do something that you don't personally believe in? I never hit my boyfriend. I once threw a candlestick off a wall when we got into a fight. So that's why he thinks I'm out of control.
That's not so bad.
Oh, I mean, I've seen you throw a knife at myself and a lug nut.
If Panda asked you to go to anger management, Virginia, would you go?
I don't think I would.
Because she needs to go to AA first, right?
I'm not going to that either, so keep them coming.
Let's tackle one problem at a time, Kevin.
Yeah, this is an interesting issue because you have two sides of this. Obviously, with a relationship, you've got the one person who's asked to do something they don't want to do, and then the person who's asking them who thinks that they really need to do it. And maybe the relationship is hanging on that balance as to whether or not they'll do it.
Isn't this where people break up, where this is a matter of the heart kind of a thing? He's like, you need to go to anger management because you're out of control. I'm not going to anger management. I'm not out of control.
It really depends upon how much you care about the relationship. How deep is the love?
Whoa.
Yeah. as to whether or not it happens. And I think that there are times if you have a deep love and a care for your relationship, that even if you don't think that you have anger issues or drinking issues or whatever those issues might be, you might possibly go just to make a statement and say, okay, that's fine, I'll do it. But it does get into some treacherous waters when you're in a relationship with somebody that just doesn't like your behavior, and maybe that's just who you are. Maybe you do have a short fuse, but that's just kind of who you are. So it might be saying to that person, if you don't like this and you think this needs to change, then maybe what needs to change is our relationship status.
Well, it's kind of like that. You always talk about how you were with that one woman who was very against farting, and if you had to fart, you had to leave the room. I mean, that even on that level, that's such a difference of personality.
Yeah.
I don't know if something like that could ever work.
I just can't wrap my brain around getting up and walking out of the room to fart.
It was tough for me too. I thought she was kidding.
I mean, that's just not living, baby.
I mean, you can't help it. And what if you had beans?
Well, I think what happens in relationships, when those things start adding up, that's when you start realizing we're not made for each other.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it doesn't click. And I think a good relationship, nobody's perfect. We're all going to have flaws. But it's almost kind of like the teeth of a saw lining up with the other teeth from another saw. When those grooves kind of hit each other, then you have a good relationship because you're like, okay, I can tolerate your farts if you can handle my short fuse. I can handle your drinking a little bit if you can handle my whatever it might be.
Yeah, I mean, if you're a chronic farter, you got to be cool with someone maybe having a few drinks. If that's you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's a give and take.
Give and take.
Yeah. And then there are just some people that if they are drawing the line, now, if you're in a relationship, you can't draw the line on everything. You have to accept some flaws.
You're right.
I got a girlfriend of mine who's married to a guy who he is a psychopath, and he will not go to therapy because he claims he's got a psychology degree. So no one's going to tell him how to live his life or live his marriage. But he is a psychopath. And she's counting the days until the kids go to college so she can leave him.
Whoa.
Do we know her?
You do.
Whoa, I can figure this out real quick, Kev, but what's the point?
Well, I think that ultimately is the question when it comes to these relationships. Sometimes it might be good for you to sit down with a therapist and have them express why they think you need anger management. Because a therapist, if you sat down for couples counseling, which is just good for a lot of relationships anyway, even if you don't have problems, that therapist might say, well, yeah, you do need them. Or they may say, I don't think they do need anger management classes. Actually, I think you need to understand that people will get upset with certain things.
You're making them upset, and then you yell anger management when
Right.
you're the trigger.
Yeah.
What if the email had said she had thrown more than 5 items throughout the relationship? Like, I threw a wine bottle, I threw an iron.
Well, I think you got to talk about frequency. If they're doing this, let's say 2 times a year, they're throwing something.
Is that anger management? Do you think 2 times a year is anger management?
Well, and let's just talk about what the items are that they're throwing. Whenever you throw something,
Chinese star.
A sword.
Right. A knife.
And I think it's different too, throwing stuff in a relationship and then being by yourself, and maybe you can't glue a G.I. Joe arm on a figure and it just won't get on there and you end up throwing a plate of candy. You see what I'm saying? It's different.
This one sounds like it might have happened.
It's different.
Is this an upset 9-year-old?
And then to calm yourself down, you go and have some Oreos and Hot Pockets.
I mean, we're not talking about that person, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I think sitting down with a therapist, they can let you know, because I'm sure there probably is some kind of quotient. Maybe you get a pass on one time throwing something, but if it's something that becomes a regular occurrence, then maybe the person's right.
There's people that are really against therapy. I know, Virginia, you always say, well, they got to go to therapy. But if someone does not want to go to therapy, they're not going.
And I've seen a lot of times the person that doesn't want to go to therapy is the person who knows that they're doing the wrong thing in their relationship or in their, whatever situation with their kids.
They don't want to hear it from somebody else because then it means they'll actually have to dig down deep and do real change.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
They like doing things their way, the mean way, the way that punishes everybody else.
And that's, why relationships end, because somebody won't meet you in the middle and have that discussion, and they're not about trying to fix the problems that are in the relationship. And when that happens, then yeah, you're right. You got to get out of it.
Don't need couples therapy when you're single.
Bingo.
You need therapy.
Oh, I never said I didn't need therapy. I never
Just a
said
different
that.
kind.
You need a couple of therapists.
I don't think a therapist wants this hot mess. I don't think they can handle it.
They have ruled a consensus on cheese. Is it bad for you or not? Apparently, there have been several recent major studies looking at cheese and its effect on the body. And they have put these consensus reports together to tell you definitively that cheese is not bad for you.
Yeah!
Not? Okay.
Yeah. Cheese dance. Yeah.
That is awesome.
They say after all these recent major studies, there is, quote, no evidence that cheese leads to gaining weight, heart disease, or diabetes.
Thank you.
Like many people
Finally.
have said.
This is the news the cheese community has been waiting for a long time.
This is pretty big stuff. In fact, they say cheese might even be a little bit good for you.
Oh!
How about that, huh?
Come on, do the cheese dance with me.
I've been one of those people who, I'll be damned, I'm eating cheese regardless. I
Me
eat a good bit of
too.
cheese,
Yeah.
and so I didn't necessarily care, and it wasn't going to persuade me one way or the other. Probably still going to eat cheese, but to find that out, it's like, hey, that's great. I would argue it too because, yeah, I've been eating more cheese than I've ever eaten in my life, and I've been losing weight. And so if they were saying that weight gain was one of the effects of cheese, I wouldn't buy into it. I'd be like, I don't know.
I'd rather die eating cheese than standing on my feet.
Yeah?
Yeah, isn't like a great war quote?
What?
Never mind. Never mind. Don't listen to me.
Leave the quotes to Kevin.
Why do you pipe down, you witch?
What's the best cheese? Because I have noticed recently I've been having an issue. I'm going in, getting my little pizzas with my crusts, my cauliflower crusts, and then you get to the cheese decision. And it's been tough. My wife usually picks, and I don't always agree. There's different options that you can get. You can do, I think it's the shredded. What is the kind that they have that's just the big chunks of the white cheese? Do you know what that is?
You mean like white cheddar?
Brie?
I got to look at that. See what it is.
Swiss?
Gouda? Provolone?
Yeah, you guys have named a lot. I don't think that you've named
White
it.
American?
Velveets?
Nope. Can't remember. What is it called? I'll look at it. I'll figure it out here. What's your favorites, though?
It depends on what kind of mood I'm in. Am I going to be classy?
I think it was mozzarella is what I was looking
Oh,
at.
mozzarella.
Yeah.
Generic pizza cheese.
Mozzarella. You struggle with mozzarella. Where do you find this guy
Yeah, it's the big chunks of it, right? It's all like together in one
It
big old
comes
chunk.
shredded. It comes
Yeah.
soft. It comes sliceable.
This is the soft slice, yeah.
Yeah,
that's
I
what
like
you've been doing.
I like the fresh, tiny mozzarella balls.
Okay.
Oh, when they're like floating in that mozzarella water. Oh,
I like a sweaty Swiss cheese. I like it to be a little, I don't know, I love Swiss. I love provolone too. Smoked Gouda. Publix used to make a generic
that sounds great.
smoked Gouda. Can't find it anymore, Virginia. Smoked Gouda I cannot find, but it was fantastic for a grilled
Sounds
cheese.
good.
there's a cheese called Wensleydale, and they have it at Publix. They have it at any place where they have cheeses. You can get it with like little cranberries in it. They've got it with blueberries in it. They've got it with apricots in it. The best is the cranberry, and it is fantastic.
Now, if I want to be classy like a Boca bitch, I'm going to do a cheese, the kind we use, the brie cheese. The brie's very classy. You got a strawberry jam. You got a classy sourdough.
A baked brie with fruit on top. Oh,
It's all good, isn't it?
Oh,
so
mama.
yummy.
And it's good for you, possibly.
Man, Kevin gave me that cheese foreplay, and it's just what I wanted.
What great news it is. So if you were ordering a pizza, what cheese do you get? Feta, goat, gorgonzola, the mozzarella. You can do it either whole chunks or shredded, Parmesan or ricotta.
Ooh, I go mozzarella ricotta.
You threw a lot of options
Yeah,
there.
you get one cheese. Virginia tried to choose 2.
And I hate to say that. Could you give me the list again?
Oh, you're such a problem child.
Both of you.
Child's plural children.
Feta, goat, gorgonzola, mozzarella, parmesan, ricotta.
Out of those, that's all you're giving me?
That's the options. I'm looking at the Blaze pizza. Yeah, that's what they give you.
Well, mozzarella.
You can have 2 cheeses at Blaze.
Well, I'm only giving you 1, Virginia.
Damn it.
You're ruining. You're kind of being a cheese bully and ruining his game.
I like 4 cheese.
I'm gonna go. If you only give me one of those options, give me the mozz.
Okay, that's it.
Parmesan I love. My only knock on that is sometimes it smells like an off vomit.
Can I have the throw up pie?
It does.
I want your cheese that smells like barf.
It's delicious, but it doesn't smell like vomit.
Okay. Some other food news. Taco Bell is getting into the fried chicken wars.
What?
Everybody's doing it now.
It's the thing to do.
They're doing a chicken sandwich?
A new fried chicken taco.
Oh.
It's a fried chicken breast wrapped in a puffy piece of flatbread with a chipotle sauce. And I think it's going after the whole, what Popeyes has got it, Wendy's has been doing it, McDonald's is going to be doing it.
Good. Have it get real popular, then take it off the menu, Taco Bell.
Damn.
Yeah.
And bring back the Mexi Melt, damn it.
We're still mad.
Well, this is what they're doing. They're taking away some of those items. They're rolling out these new things. See if this new fried chicken taco sticks. It's only available right now in Nashville and Charlotte, but it's going to be moving out nationwide later this year. So keep an eye out for that.
Do you want to get nasty today after our meeting? I know we got a meeting today, but it is Tuesday.
What are you thinking?
I'm thinking, I want Taco Tuesday.
He's off his diet now.
I am.
Yeah.
We can get real fat and sassy.
I could do some tacos.
We can get raw.
We got to just do extra cheese now because Kevin's got me worked up into a lather.
Almost good for you.
Gosh, wouldn't it be great if we all ate some just cheese together? He won't do it.
So much
I eat
queso.
cheese.
You do tacos too?
Huh?
You have some tacos with us?
He'll eat a taco bowl.
Yeah.
Taco bowl.
Keto, bro.
Keto, bro.
I know how you feel about that Taco Bell removing items from their menu. Now Chick-fil-A is going to be switching things up a bit this spring. Going to look a little different. They're trimming down the size options and they're discontinuing a few items. Decaf coffee, they're like, what's the point? And bagels. Gone from Chick-fil-A coming up this spring.
They need to get rid of that chicken noodle soup because it's not good.
Well, I mean, think about it too. Does anybody go to Chick-fil-A for bagels? No, you're not going there for that.
You go for the nuggets, you go for the sandwich.
Because there's places that do the bagel really nice, like.
Way better,
Yes.
Yeah. They say also if you've got that option of 4 to 6 piece kids nuggets, they're going to be going with just a 5-piece, so no options on that. And they're going to be changing up sizes of milkshakes, coffees, and ice cream cones. They're going to be consolidating them, whatever that means.
All right, so you can't have a bunch of different sizes. If you want an ice cream, you get an ice cream.
Sounds like it.
That's what I love about Bud's Chicken and Seafood. They don't change the menu, and you can get it on a Sunday.
Oh,
Boom.
damn.
Chicken Wars, bitches.
I do like chicken on a Sunday.
Chicken Wars.
It's more of the KVJ Show right now on 97.9 WRMF.
Coming up here in the next week or so, you're going to be seeing the launch of the KVJ Show TikTok. It's going to be coming up. We're getting ready to start launching videos and different stuff that you can check out. So if you're one of those people that's on TikTok, get ready because KVJ is coming at you on a brand new social media platform.
There's a new form you can hate us on.
Yeah, absolutely.
We know you've always hated us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, but now we're giving you more to hate.
Yeah. We're going to have a video. It's going to be launching here very soon. Then there's going to be regular stuff that'll be updated so you can go and check it out. So if you're on TikTok, go and just look for KVJ Show. And there we are.
Does that mean we're going to get some Virginia twerking videos?
I don't know, possibly.
Because I think that's what the fans want.
Do they?
I don't know. I think
that might actually be our first video. Something very similar to it, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think, if anybody on this show should be shaking that thing, it's Jaybird.
You didn't see me shaking my thing all for about 15 minutes on 45th Street yesterday?
You were working it yesterday.
I worked it hard.
That was impressive.
I actually made money for us.
And they loved it. And I think they need to get more of it.
Oh, I'll sign a tour contract. I'll do it.
Well, all kinds of different stuff, obviously. And thankfully, we're not going to be spending the majority of our time dancing. We'll be doing different kind of videos and things like that you can check out. But it'll be there Videos will start popping up probably this week and next. So you can see it there and follow us on Facebook, also Instagram, Twitter as well. Just look for the KVJ Show. They do have a new TikTok challenge that is out there that people are trying and failing at. I doubt anybody here can do it, but the challenge is to try to put your palm on your shoulder. Now, the closest I can get is my fingertips. My palm will not go down. In fact, I don't know if you can unless you break your arm. I think it's an impossible thing to do.
Hold on.
That's your fingertips, Pumpkin.
Okay, don't call me Pumpkin. I'm not cool with you calling.
I did it.
Do I have to break down the anatomy of a hand?
Hold on.
Actually, just watching him try is the best.
Oh, I'm trying to get...
You look like an octopus having a spasm.
See, that's why we need a KVJ TikTok. We need videos of you trying to do all these challenges and failing miserably.
Am I close?
No.
Not really. No, it has to be, it can't be the opposite hand, opposite shoulder. It has to be same hand, same shoulder.
I mean, if I wore shoulder pads.
Well, that's like steroids, bro.
Well, you're touching your clothes, yeah.
It's hard. I don't think you can do it.
I don't think you can. I'd love to see if anybody can send us a photo or a video of it because I've not seen anybody do it yet.
I am a rabbit hair away from doing it. Oh, it's so... I'm so close.
It's great watching you try.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
You get injured that way.
Yeah, you will. And the TikTok generation, those under 30, are saying in this new study that it is basically impossible to drive without music. They say it wouldn't just be hard, it would be impossible. That's what 80% of people under the age of 30 are saying.
I mean, you can do it, kids.
It sounds like 80% of them are being very dramatic.
Yeah, I had a car with no radio for a while because someone stole it out of the car. They just ripped it right out, wires and everything. I had to drive for like 7 months with no radio.
Yeah, I had a car where all it had was you put a tape in there, and when you would play the tape, everything would sound like this, and I still rocked it.
Back in my day.
Yeah. So kids, you can do it.
I just have to take a pencil, rewind the cassette tape.
Bunch of spoiled brats.
You're being dramatic. The two old guys from the Muppets have something to say over here.
Mm-hmm. They found that 2/3 go for fast-paced music on the way to work. So if they don't have the music playing in their car, they can't drive, and they can't get ready for work. How am I going to get on my job? I didn't have any music.
Just keep driving.
Yeah. Somebody did send us a photo of them touching their palm to their shoulder. They're able to do the TikTok challenge. And it doesn't look like their arm is broken.
Virginia, on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Lies.
Photoshopped. Yeah.
There's another one. No, this is, wow.
You got another one?
Yeah. There's a couple. We'll have to, I'll repost these.
Who are these bendy people?
I don't know.
They're people missing wrist bones.
Yeah, that's pretty
Here comes
amazing
Suits.
stuff.
Can you do it,
I
Suits?
kind of feel like I got this.
Yeah?
Like isn't my palm touching my shoulder here?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
Oh, ladies, look out.
Dang. So it is
Imagine that.
possible.
Our fetish guy's real flexible.
What? That's what you say.
They can bend him all kind of ways, and they do.
They call him the pretzel.
Can I get some mustard with that pretzel?
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to go back in my corner.
Whoa.
I'm leaving and I feel weird.
Okay, I just thought it was an impossible challenge, but it is possible.
Huh.
Sammy was the one person who sent it in. In fact, she sent in a photo of her doing it in Jaybird's Chewbacca jacket. Interesting. I have to take a look at that.
Wait, what?
Is it his jacket?
It is his jacket.
Or is it a...
I don't know what's going on there. You know that person?
Yeah, I think I do.
Yeah, you do. Okay.
Well, why is she wearing
It's
your
in
jacket?
it's in a bedroom.
It's nothing like that.
Why is a girl wearing your jacket in your bedroom?
Why don't you pipe down, you seagull?
Who is Sammy?
She's very pretty.
She was in the Snack King video.
Okay.
It's nothing like that. She has a boyfriend.
She has your jacket, so her boyfriend better best be on high alert. This is like back in high school when you used to wear the guy's
I
jacket.
didn't like that, dog.
This is your varsity jacket.
It was a prop in the video.
It is his varsity jacket.
It is your varsity jacket.
Stop.
Dude,
Stop
that
making-
is your jacket.
Stop making this a thing. It was part of the prop of the video.
She wants you.
Oh, stop it.
Her man best be nervous.
Yeah.
Stop. You're making it uncomfortable. Now you're making it weird.
One of the people who sent us a photo of them touching their palm to their same shoulder said, I have a condition called hypermobility.
Oh.
Okay. So it's like a double jointed kind of thing.
Okay,
I
so
guess.
if you have regular bones, maybe you can't do it. But if you're a little bendy, you can.
Okay. All right, there you go.
How flexible is Sammy?
Very. Very flexible.
Of course, it's the picture in my Wookiee jacket. Of course.
I love it.
This is a very nice photo.
Scandal.
Very nice photo. All right, Bird, before we get to the After the Show podcast, live on Facebook and YouTube here in about 5 minutes, would you close us down with your thought for the day?
The truth is, everyone is going to hurt you. You just got to find the ones worth suffering for.
Okay.
Like Sammy.
Oh, get out of here.
She's so flexible. So flexible.
Sammy.
The KVJ Show mornings and the best variety from the 2000s, 10s, and today for your workday. 97.9 WRMF.